Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. We are now into the newly introduced round of 32 at the World Cup, and it is time for Belgium to face Senegal for a place in the last 16 to take on either the USA or Bosnia back here in Seattle. Belgium got through their group top and unbeaten after drawing their opening two games, a 1-1 draw to Egypt and a goalless draw with Iran. But their win came in their final game against New Zealand, where they picked up their biggest ever World Cup win after coming out victorious by 5-1. For Senegal, they were just about able to get out of the group of death in this year's World Cup. After losing their opening two games against France and Norway, the Lions were able to pick up their biggest World Cup win after putting 5 past Iraq and securing a place as one of the top 8 best third place teams. These two nations have never met before, but their first meeting has massive importance as Belgium look to make up for their poor World Cup back in 2022, where they didn't even make it out of the group stage. And for Senegal, in just their 4th World Cup appearance, they have reached the knockouts now 3 times out of the 4, only failing in 2018 in Russia. As Europe take on Africa at the 2026 World Cup, will it be Belgium or Senegal to book their place into the last 16? It's already been a dramatic day in the World Cup in terms of England taking on DR Congo, Europe against Africa. England just about scraping through. It was a Harry Kane show in the second half. 2 brilliant goals. The first one more of a poacher's striker's goal, good movement, header across goal. And then the second one is showing exactly why he is one of the best players currently in the world. He had obviously an unbelievable season with Bayern Munich in terms of his numbers. And now for England, he's continuing that with his goal scoring. But for this game, Belgium taking on Senegal. Belgium currently ranked 10th in the FIFA rankings. Senegal are 18th. But these are two teams that are very much in form at the moment. I mean, since the start of 2025, Belgium have only lost one game, and that was their first game in 2025 against Ukraine. It was actually the first game that their head coach, Rudy Garcia, took charge of, and since then, they've been unbeaten for the following 16 games, 10 wins and 6 draws. For Senegal, they've been fantastic in qualifying. They went unbeaten in qualifying through from November 2023 to October 2025, 24 points from a possible 30, finishing above DR Congo in their qualifying group by 2 points. When they took on DR Congo in their qualifying, they drew 1-1 with them and then also beat them 3-2 as well. This is going to be a very interesting matchup because both teams have certainly got really strong assets in their teams, but there's also a few weaknesses that they'll be looking to exploit. Of course, for Belgium, a lot of their old guard have now had to go and move on and retire, and that was kind of their golden generation. Your Vincent Kompany's, your Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen, Eden Hazard, Moussa Dembele, probably missing a few names in there, Dries Mertens as well, but they've still got real quality in there. Of course, Kevin De Bruyne, now at the age of 35 years old, he actually turned 35 last Sunday. He is making his 123rd appearance for Belgium tonight. You can never, ever underestimate his quality, but also the captain, Yuri Tielemans, now 29 years of age as well, just coming off the back of a Europa League win with Aston Villa. Of course, Thibaut Courtois in goal as well, who's just one appearance off 100 in the Champions League, where he's won that competition twice, reached a couple of finals as well with Atletico Madrid. And then for Senegal, I mean, they're probably more star players, are a little bit older, like Sadio Mane, 34 years of age, Idrissa Gueye, the captain, 36 years of age. But I mean, they're two exciting players for me personally, who I'll be keeping a keen eye on will be Iliman Ndiaye of Everton and Ismaila Sarr of Crystal Palace. Them two on the flanks are going to cause the Belgium fullbacks real issues. I mean, they've got solid fullbacks in fairness, Belgium, with Timothy Castagne of Fulham and Maxime de Kuyper of Brighton, but I think that'll be the key battles in the game in those wide areas. The Senegal wingers taking on the Belgian fullbacks, but also the Belgian wingers in Leandro Trossard and Jeremy Doku taking on the Senegal fullbacks of Crepin Diatta, and also on the other side Ismail Jacobs. As it's just two battles where, you know, they're very tricky wingers. I think Trossard's a little bit more technical in the sense of that he tries to keep it tight. You know, he's not exactly one who's going to run into space too often. He's not as quick as your Doku's and Sars, but very much likes to keep it close to his feet, getting shots off at goal, because he has actually scored 3 in his last 4, Leandro Trossard. In fact, he actually scored a brace in their last group game against New Zealand, 1 in the first half and 1 in the second half as well. We're about 5 minutes away from kick-off here, so we will go through both sets of starting 11s, and we'll start with Belgium, who are unchanged from that last game against New Zealand in their group stage, as it is Thibaut Courtois in goal, who's played every single minute of the last 5 games for Belgium. It's a back 4. On the right-hand side will be Timothy Castagna, whose 2 Belgium goals in his career have both come back in 2019. At left back will be Maxime de Kuyper, and 2 centre-halves is going to be Arthur Thiat and Brandon Mechelen of Club Bruges. 2 holding midfielders of Hans Van Aken, the 33-year-old, also a player who plays his football for Club Bruges, and alongside him will be the captain Yuri Tielemans, who scored 1 in his last 10 for his country, and that came in one of the warm-up friendlies against Croatia. 3 behind the striker on the right-hand side will be Leandro Trossard, who's looking for his 15th Belgium goal. On the left-hand side is Jeremy Doku, who's not scored any in his last 6 that he's played in for Belgium, but he did score 5 in 8 in their qualifying for this competition. And in the number 10 position, wearing the number 7, will be Kevin De Bruyne, whose first Belgium goal was all the way back in October 2012. He had his 4th World Cup. This is his 17th appearance in this competition, and he did score 1 in the last group game against New Zealand. And through the middle, leading the line, bit more of a false 9 sort of position for their number 17, that is Charles de Ketelaere, who has scored 4 in his last 8, but is yet to score so far in the World Cup. And for Senegal, it is 3 changes from their win against Iraq in the final group game, and it is going to be Maury Diaw in goal, as it is Edouard Mendy who misses out of the game completely due to a knee injury, which he picked up in the second game against Norway. It's a back 4 of Crepin Diatta, and on the left-hand side at left back will be Ishmael Jacobs, with 2 centre-halves, where one of the changes is made. Abdoulaye Seck drops to the bench, and it is Paty Ciss of Rayo Vallecano to play alongside Moussa Niakate in the 2 centre-back positions. 3 in the midfield, holding midfielder, and the captain will be Idrissa Gueye, and then just in front of him as the 2 8s will be Pap Gueye and Habib Diarra of Sunderland. Then a front 3, a very frightening front 3 of Iliman Ndiaye on the right, Ismail Assar on the left, and Sadio Mane playing through the middle. It is Sadio Mane, who is Senegal's all-time top goal scorer with 54 goals, but he hasn't scored in any of his last 4 games, and he is looking for his first World Cup goal since 2018, where he scored 1 in 3 in Russia. He was actually injured for the 2022 World Cup, where Senegal were knocked out in the last 16 by England. Of course, teams now, when they get to the knockouts, have to win a game to get back into the last 16 because of the expanded World Cup. We have now got this round of 32. But we are moments away from kickoff here in Seattle at the Lumen Field Stadium, home of the Seattle Seahawks, but of course for sponsoring and reasons and rules and regulations, they're having to be called different stadium names. Of course, we're not going to be affected by that, so we can call it the Lumen Field. But yeah, Seattle Stadium it's been known as, and this will host its final game in the last 16, where it will host either Belgium, Senegal, who will take on either USA or Bosnia. So it will be very important that whoever wins this game will stay here, and they'll be used to the conditions. I mean, Belgium have already played here as well. They played against Egypt here in their first game when they drew 1-1, and then they've been to Los Angeles and also Vancouver as well. For Senegal, they've mainly been in New York. Their first 2 games was in the New York, New Jersey Stadium, and then their final one they had to go to Canada and go to Toronto, where they picked up that 5-0 win against Iraq when they scored 5 goals and had 30 shots with 12 on target, as the 2 head coaches meet and shake hands of Rudy Garcia and Pat Thiaw of Senegal, taking charge of his 25th game. The Senegal head coach had only lost 1 of his first 16 before that technical loss in the AFCON final, of course. It has gone to the Court of Arbitration of Sport. That AFCON final, of course, it was given to Senegal on the day because they won in extra time, but then it was taken off them and given to Morocco due to them walking off the field. They are going to appeal that, so at the moment that is still up in the air. Technically, they're not African champions, even though they won the game. We'll have to wait and see how that all pans out, but their focus will be on the World Cup, as Belgium will be kicking left to right and kicking off, Senegal right to left. It is Belgium in what looks to be an away kit, a white-looking away kit or a light blue away kit with white shorts, and Senegal are in an all green with yellow strips right through the kit, as it's Belgium to go long out towards the right-hand side towards Castagnet, who can head the ball forward, but no one's making a running behind, and it will slowly roll for a goal kick for Senegal. And we are underway here in Seattle for this round of 32 fixture where Belgium take on Senegal. Belgium with a light blue shirt on with pink kind of circles going off of it. Looks like a pretty tidy kit, in all honesty. As it's a long goal kick up towards, I couldn't quite see who that was towards, I think it was up towards Ismail Assar. Belgium play it back forward and it rolls through to the Senegal goalkeeper of Mory Diaw, who's making just his 8th appearance for Senegal. 5 of them now have been since March of this year. This is his first ever World Cup. He's not conceded yet. I think conceded when he came off the bench against Norway and also kept the clean sheet against Iraq in the last game. His debut was all the way back 3 years ago against Brazil. But appearances have been few and far between due to Edouard Mendy usually being the number one, but he's currently out injured with a knee problem for Senegal, as he's gone back to the goalkeeper on the edge of the 18-yard box in a full orange kit tonight, Mory Diaw, and he plays it to the left centre-half here of Moussa Niakhaté, now of Lyon, joined 2 seasons ago from Forest for £27 million. They brought him for £13 million, so turned over a profit there. As he sends it down the left channel towards the corner flag where Mane will keep it in, cross it left-footed towards the near post. It's a header away by Mekela. It'll be kept in by Castagnet, who can clear it left-footed. It's up and looped into the air towards De Catalara. Header won by Idrissa Gueye to this near side as Senegal try and build down the left-hand side. Jacobs with a loose pass, and it's picked back up by Belgium and forced back to the goalkeeper of Thibaut Courtois in a full yellow kit tonight for Belgium, making his 113th cap for his country. Thibaut Courtois, his debut all the way back in November 2011 in a 0-0 draw against France. On the halfway line, far side, it's Jeremy Doku keeping the ball away from the Senegal press. And it's now with Brandon Mekela. Been at Club Brugge, the Belgian centre-half, since the age of 6. And it's Tiat out to this far side once more. Doku inside the area, trying to play the ball across towards De Catalara. Cut out and played out towards the Senegal left to Jacobs in a left-back position. It's a low ball forward. It's miscontrolled by Tielemans. It falls here to Sadio Mane, who can curl it into a more central position, and it's forced out wide to the right-hand side by Habib Diarra into Iliman Ndiaye, who will run at De Kuiper on that far side. Not at full speed, slows it down, plays it back, and it's now back inside to Pape Gueye, who did score that winning goal against Morocco in the AFCON final in extra time. For Senegal, they've been to extra time twice in their World Cup history, both in 2002 when they beat Sweden in the last 16 in extra time, but then lost in the quarter-final stage to Turkey in that same competition. So it's a throw-in on this near side right-back position for Belgium. Castagnet towards De Catalara, who can just about win it back there off Mane, then tries the roulette, but then he's tackled by Jacobs. Here's Mane on the near side, trying to get around Castagnet. The two are battling, and it's the Belgians to kick it out of play. That's going to be a throw-in for Senegal on this near side towards the final third. It does look like Sadio Mane will be playing in a left wing position, one of his more natural positions. It looks like it's going to be Ismail Assar playing through the middle. He's got 4 goals in 10 World Cup appearances. Ismail Assar, he is their all-time scorer in World Cups. This is just their 4th in their history for Senegal. It's a big switch from Niakhaté towards Ndiaye. Header won by De Kuiper, only as far as Diatta, the right back, who's trying to attack forward in the final third, facing away from goal, finds Iliman Ndiaye. And then back once more here to Idrissa Gueye, as it's Senegal with the early possession. Ndiaye plays the ball forward, then gets the ball returned to him. He's on this right-hand side again, cutting inside. Nice step over, and then trying to play a ball through into the area, cut out by Tiat on the edge of the area. It's now De Bruyne, can't play it forward to De Catalara, and it's back with Senegal looking to try and probe this Belgian defence and put them under some early pressure as it's Cease at right centre-back on the halfway line, playing a ball over the top, down the right channel, too much on it. And that'll go straight through for a Belgium goal kick. The last time they were in the World Cup, Senegal got to the last 16. They lost their first group game to the Netherlands, but then won their next two against host Qatar, and then in the final game against Ecuador, but then couldn't get beyond England in the last 16, losing by 3-0. Goals from Henderson, Kane and Saka. This is Belgium in their defensive third with Mekela. Back into Thibaut Courtois, the left-footed goalkeeper, who came through at Genk in his home country before moving on to the likes of Chelsea and then a long loan spell at Atletico Madrid and now at Real Madrid since 2018. It's Castagne just inside the Senegal half on the near side. Play forward to Trossard, tried the dummy, deflects out wide right here to De Ketelaere, who's in a right wing position. He's allowed to play the ball through into the box to Trossard, who gets it across, and it's cleared away. And that's going to be a throw-in for Belgium on this near side in the final third. It's their turn to try to attack. 5.5 minutes in here in Seattle. And it looks like they're going to wind up a long throw-in through their right back, Timothy Castagne. Not too much height in this Belgium side. Got De Ketelaere at 6'4", but then beyond that, there's very few beyond 6 foot. It's thrown into the area. It's been missed by everyone and then eventually cleared up into the sky for Senegal, where they're going to try and hold the ball up with Sarr, but he can't quite get around the Belgian defender of Arthur Thiat. And it will start again with Belgium in their 18-yard box with Courtois. Got to be careful of that Senegal counter-attack. So much pace, especially through the middle with Ismaila Sarr, who had a fantastic season for Crystal Palace. Belgium with a long ball over the top, down the left-hand side into the 18-yard box. Doku's quick, but not quick enough. Straight into the gloves of Mori Diaw. For Senegal, currently playing his football in France with Le Havre, where they finished 14th in Ligue 1 last season. That's a late challenge there by Tielemans just inside the Senegal half, and that's going to be a free kick for the African side. 9 of the 10 African teams who qualified for the World Cup qualified for the knockout stages. A fantastic performance from them nations. Senegal will certainly fancy their chances against a Brazil side that aren't as strong as they used to be. Kind of unsuccessfully blew their golden generation out of the group stage in Qatar in the last World Cup. Before that, it was a third place finish and then a quarter-final stage as well. The previous 2 World Cups in South Africa and then in Germany, they didn't even qualify for. It's Senegal in their back line here with Pathé Ciss, who reached the Conference League final with Rayo Vallecano and played at centre-back in that game, but just fell short to Crystal Palace and Jean-Philippe Mateta as they've lost the ball, loose pass, but they can't find the ball forward to De Bruyne. And it's now Senegal again, trying to play around the corner there, Ismaila Sarr to Mane, but it's been cut out and Belgium will try again. De Ketelaere can't force it to De Bruyne on the left-hand side. It's now Idrissa Gueye for Senegal in the full green jersey tonight. Almost blended in with the grass. The Senegalese players, as it's on this near side, midway side the Belgian half now with Ismail Jacobs, born in Cologne, Germany. And he's a former under-21 international, the Senegalese fullback, who made his debut for Senegal back in 2022. Poor ball from Niakate, and it's Trossard on the halfway line. He's got options left and right, and he's going to play it through the middle instead to Van Aken. Pokes it to the right to De Ketelaere in the area, corner of the box, on his left foot. He's got the overlap Castagne, cuts inside instead, went for the shot, but he's been stopped by Mane, but he wins it back, pokes it through to the Castagne. It's now a shot from Leandro Trossard, and at the near post, it's a comfortable save for Diaw. And it's the first time they've tested the gloves of the goalkeeper. Almost a promising opening there for Charles De Ketelaere of Atalanta. Just took too long to get the shot away with the left foot, but he was able to win it back, and eventually the shot came through Leandro Trossard, who scored a brace in their last game against New Zealand, but wasn't able really to properly test the goalkeeper. Pretty comfortable in the end for Mori Diaw. Just under 9 minutes in. Still goalless. No huge clear-cut chances, but both teams have enjoyed spells on the ball. Senegal more so than Belgium in the early exchanges. Ball out to the right-hand side. Just overcooked there by Pathé Ciss towards Crepin Diatta, the right back, and that's going to be a throw-in for Belgium. There's the head coach, Pap Thiaw, the 45-year-old born in Senegal himself, retired from football back in 2014. It's a switch out to the left-hand side to Doku, who's one-on-one with his full-back. He's got De Bruyne overlapping him. Doku instead goes back to De Kuiper. Now it's with De Bruyne on the left wing position. Finds the ball forward to Doku. He's forced towards the corner flag. He's been able to keep it with a pass back to De Bruyne. Onto his right foot, then chops to his left, then crosses into the area. Header away. Needs to be cleared once more from Senegal, and it will be up towards Sarr, who's bundled to the ground, and the referee allows advantage. Did it? No, he didn't. Ended up blowing up. And that's a free kick and a foul committed by the Belgians. Poor ball that from Niakate to open the attack a couple of moments ago, which resulted in the shot from their number 10, Leandro Trossard, who has got a contract until the end of next season with Arsenal, of course coming into this World Cup as a Premier League champion, scoring 6 league goals last season. Leandro Trossard just 1 in his last 19, but maybe one of their most important goals in the entire season, that winner away at West Ham back in the end of May. Cease. Better ball this time to his right back of Diatta. Then inside, ball here to Habib Diarra. Now back out wide to Ndiaye, who gets it into the 6-yard area. Key header away from Mekela. And it'll run through to the near side where it's going to be a throw-in for Senegal in the final third. Jacobs, the left back, wants to take it quickly, but then instead thinks about setting up the long throw. A vital header there from Brandon Mekela, the 33-year-old centre-back. But there's more defending to do. Jacobs with the long throw to the near post. Courtois comes for it, doesn't get there. Head away from Mekela. And a second from Castagna. Brought down by Trossard on the edge of the area. Brilliantly done by the Arsenal man. And then into Tielemans, who goes back to Courtois. It's bouncing and he just decides to get rid. Thumps it forward down the middle of the pitch towards Doku. Header away there by Niakate. But then placed down onto the floor by Van Aken. And it's Belgium on the ball. Into the Senegal half with pass to Tielemans. Lose touch and he is dispossessed rather easily. And it's now with Pape Gueye, who restarts with his left centre half here of Moussa Niakate, who is a former France under-19s all the way through to the under-21s. Made his debut for Senegal back in 2023 in a home game against Mozambique. 12 minutes in. Still goalless here in this round of 32 fixture in Seattle, home of the Seattle Seahawks. And here's Niakate again, playing the ball into the Belgium half. To the near side to Jacobs. First time ball lifted up to Mane, who can control it, and then returns it to Jacobs with a cross which deflects towards Ismail Assar. He hits the post, and the rebound hits the side netting. Biggest chance of the game so far. Drops to their most threatful player in Ismail Assar. And as he's looking to score once again in this World Cup, he has been denied by the woodwork. Jacobs bursting forward from left back, finding the cross, which was parried by Courtois. And he got a hand to it, but it put it into the path of Sarr. It just started to go behind him. He was just able to get his foot behind the ball and try and play it into the goal, but he couldn't quite get the angle on it, and he hits the post, and then the rebound hit the side netting with the tight angle. Biggest chance so far, let off for Courtois, who needed to get a stronger hand to that. Good delivery from Jacobs, putting it into a dangerous area. I did think it took a slight nick off Castagna, but it's agonisingly close for Senegal, who've certainly looked the better team so far, and they've almost been rewarded for their persistence in this opening 13 and a half minutes. The switch ball to Mane in the final third, cutting inside onto his right foot, keeping it away from Castagna, finding the pass in towards the middle. Here's Ndiaye, back out to the left-hand side to Pape Gueye. Tries the cross, it comes off Trossard, it will roll back through to Pape Gueye, who is going to face back towards his own goal. Actually plays it inside to Idrissa Gueye, and then back out wide to Pape Gueye. Brilliant football from Senegal. Low ball goes in, again blocked by Leandro Trossard, and it will be Pape Gueye to battle with De Ketelaere, and he'll get the last touch, the Belgian. That'll be another long throwing opportunity for Senegal, who are visibly starting to grow in confidence in this game, and you can understand why. They've hit the post and have had the majority of the ball, and they are certainly using that Iraq game as confidence, losing the first two but then winning the last one as Diatta's been caught out on the far side for Senegal, won back by Doku, wanting to go forward. Being forced to go back, though, after the press from Habib Diarra. And it's going to be Belgium to build from the back with their right centre-half of Brandon Mechelen. Been at Club Brugge pretty much all of his career. I think he had one loan spell away from the club as he was coming through. But he's now made 549 Club Brugge appearances, Brandon Mechelen. As it's Trossard of a little bit of a loose pass into the midfield, but it's been kept by Tielemans, and it's now with Van Aken, his holding midfield partner. Here's De Bruyne out to the far side, just inside the Senegal half here with De Kuiper. Now with Brighton. Brought in the summer just gone from Club Brugge for just over £17 million. Just over 15 minutes in, we're still goalless. Mechelen, poor ball, straight to Sadio Mane on the left-hand side, looking for an early ball in behind. Sarr's going to chase it. Will he get there? Tiat comes across, and he'll clean it up for Belgium. Really fortunate there, Brandon Mechelen, who puts his hand up and apologises. Arthur Tiat, his centre-back partner, had to bail him out of jail there, because Mechelen certainly can't keep up with the pace of Ismail Assar. It's not going to be a long throw in this time from Senegal. They're going to throw it back to Niakate. It's now into the centre circle to Ciss. To the far side to Diatta. Centre-back Ciss. Looking for a diagonal switch to the left-hand side. It's headed away by Castagne into the middle of the park here to Tielemans. Back out wide to the right to Trossard. Here's De Ketelaere, surrounded by green shirts. Tries to bundle his way through. He's kept it for now on the halfway line. On the near side, just in front of the two technical areas. Finds Tielemans, now Trossard. And then he keeps the ball away from the press of Pap Gay. And he sees a ball over the top here for the run of... I think that's a late run from the full-back of De Kuiper. And he was almost found. But it's Senegal to deal with it. Was it De Kuiper? I'm pretty sure it was. It was De Kuiper from left back. Almost found himself in a striker position as it's Ndiaye who's trying to make the most of that space left by De Kuiper. Here is Iliman Ndiaye into the middle to Pap Gay. First time ball back out wide right to Crepin Diatta. Sadio Mane pokes it through to Diarra. Diatta with a cross towards Ndiaye. Important header from Mechelen. Then a strike from Idrissa Gueye, which bounces into the thankful gloves of Thibaut Courtois. I feel like it's just a matter of time until Senegal take the lead here in Seattle. Almost dropped onto the head of Iliman Ndiaye, that cross, and it's a really interesting story of Ndiaye, but we'll get back to that as De Bruyne breaks away. And 25 yards out, he gets right underneath it and he balloons it way over the crossbar. And that'll be a goal kick for Senegal. Like I say about Iliman Ndiaye, in the year of 2020, to just around 6 years ago, he was playing on loan at Hyde in the 7th tier of English football. Fast forward 6 years on, he is now starting in a World Cup knockout game. Fantastic career path from Iliman Ndiaye, who scored and assisted against Iraq in their last game off the bench, which has granted him the start. As Tielemans goes for a long ball forward, deflects off Ciss, and it'll be dealt with here by Diatta at right back. He plays it forward to Iliman Ndiaye, who keeps it away from De Kuiper. And it's back midway inside the Senegal half with Pathé Ciss. It's now to Moussa Niakate, the left centre half. And in between the two of them is the holding midfielder of Idrissa Gueye, who now has the ball. Just keeping the ball moving, Senegal, which just keeps the Belgian team thinking, wondering what the next pass will be instead of plays holding on for the ball for too long. It's onto this near side, 5 yards inside the Belgium half with Jacobs finding Mane, turns away from Trossard just inside the centre circle, looking for the switch out to the right hand side, and he finds his man. It's the right back Diatta, one-on-one with De Kuiper, finds a bit of space to cross it, it deflects, and it's a corner on the far side for Senegal. You feel like they've got to try and make the most of this positive start by trying to get that opening goal. Don't want to give anything to Belgium because they do have killers up front which can score from any sort of opportunity. Corner to the back post, tried to get headed back across by Ciss, but it's gone straight to Jeremy Doku, and the break is on. Running through the centre of the pitch, he's got De Bruyne to his left, and he's found him. There's 3 Belgian players making a run to his right. De Bruyne goes for the switch, it's well cut out and dealt with for Senegal. And now they can try and flip the script and attack themselves on the counter. Sadio Mane is caught offside. And that's going to be a free kick for Belgium. I think Sadio Mane was wondering why his teammates weren't running with him when he got the ball there, but I don't think he knew straight away that he was caught in an offside position. Because the thing is as well, Belgium won't want this game to be them sitting back. They'll want to attack themselves, so it will be an open game at some point, because of course at one point or another Belgium are going to have to go for it, in a sense of they're not going to play for a draw, if that makes sense. They want to play to win, but they've got to understand in the opening 20 minutes they don't want to give anything away too soon. But Senegal are certainly making it an entertaining watch so far. Well, halfway line, far side, Tielemans switching across to the right centre half here of Mekela, joins the Senegal half, and he plays it into the middle to Van Aken, into Tielemans in the centre circle. Seeing a ball over the top and in behind for Castagne, forward from right back. Can he keep it in? He can with the cross. It goes off the back of the head of Trossard, and it goes away from the path there of De Kuyper. And as Senegal play the ball forward, Tielemans brings down Diarra, and that's going to be a free kick and a foul. The referee for tonight is the Honduras international referee, Said Martinez. It's 21 minutes in, still Belgium 0, Senegal 0 in this game in Lumenfield Stadium, where North-Western Europe take on the westernmost point of West Africa. 2,780 miles separate these two nations as the crow flies. So quite a bit of distance. But this competition has brought them right next to each other, taking each other on in a World Cup knockout game, which Senegal haven't had too many experiences of. This is just the third time they're experiencing the World Cup knockout stage. Last time in Qatar they were beaten by England, and before that in 2002 they won in the last 16 against Sweden, but lost in extra time to Turkey in the last 8. Senegal to attack again. Pape Gueye towards the right hand side, now in the middle with Idrissa Gueye. To the near side to Jacobs. He's got Mane in front of him, finds him. Jacobs makes a run ahead of him, but Sadio Mane keeps it himself as he tries to take on his man of Castagne towards the corner flag. Mane, can he cut inside? No, he can't. Well defended by the fullback as he tries to clear it himself here. Castagne, can he keep it in? He can, with a clearance down the line, but straight to Idrissa Gueye. And Senegal can come again as they recycle it from the back, as they're looking to try and make it to the right-hand side. Here's Iliman Ndiaye, finding Pape Gueye, the number 26. Niakate, the left centre-half, about 5 yards inside the Belgium half. Playing it to Cease, who's now been closed down by De Bruyne, and he gets away from him. And then away from the challenge of Doku, brilliantly done. Now to the right-hand side, Diatta for Senegal in the final third. Can he cross it? He lays it off for Pape Gueye on the edge of the area, bursts into the box, crosses right-footed, it's overhit, but it will be kept in by Mane. Just outside the area, he tries to cross it, cannons off Castagne, and that'll be a throw-in the final third for Senegal. This is relentless from Senegal as Jacobs throws it all the way to the middle of the pitch to Niakate. Plenty of time on the ball for the centre-half. His captain Idrissa Gueye to Pape Cease. Niakate forward to Ndiaye, who's just drifted over to his left-hand side at the moment, keeping it away from Van Aken, who was following him every step of the way. To the far side, just inside the Belgium half, is Diatta, the right back. Finds Habib Diarra. Scored twice in his first Premier League season for Sunderland against Burnley and Leeds. Diatta. Cease. To Niakate, just inside his own half. Plays it back across to his centre-back partner of Cease. Both look very comfortable on the ball, the two Senegal centre-backs. Plays it forward, then round the corner from Diarra. Into the path there of Diatta. Cuts inside onto his left foot. And then chops onto his right again in the corner of the box. Lays it off to the edge of the area to Diarra. Now Gueye towards the left-hand side to Ndiaye. Works it to Mane, just outside the area, onto his right foot, delivers the ball into the area, the header towards goal off the post, and the rebound's in. Habib Diarra with the goal. He scores for Senegal to put them in front in this round of 32 fixture, where they have been unstoppable in the opening 25 minutes. He scored the opener in their last group game against Iraq. And he scored the opener once more. And for Habib Diarra, before this World Cup, his last goal was scored a year ago in their famous victory against England in Nottingham. Now in Seattle, he has scored for Senegal to put them ahead in this round of 32 fixture against Belgium. Fantastic ball from Mane, the header from Sarr hitting the post again. But he won't be as frustrated with this one because his teammate Diarra followed up first and kicked it into an open goal. They have been nothing short of unbelievable in this opening 25 minutes. They thoroughly deserve their lead, which they have got. And it's Belgium 0, Senegal 1. Habib Diarra scored in the 4th minute against Iraq. Had to wait a little bit longer for his goal in this game, but it's back-to-back games with goals for Habib Diarra, and it's his first goals for his country since that win against England in June of last year. Huge wake-up call for Belgium because they've been completely outplayed, but they do have a throw-in in the final third on this near side, which will be launched into the near post by Castagnet. Header away, though, by Jacobs for Senegal. Headed forward by Castagnet and out wide right. By Tielemans, to Castagnet, who crosses it up to the back post, and it's an easy catch for Mori Diaw, who still hasn't conceded in this World Cup for Senegal. Came on with 27 minutes to go in the Norway game, and then, of course, played the full 90 against Iraq, and hasn't seen a ball go in the back of his net. Jacobs on the halfway line on this near side for Senegal. Into the middle of the park here to Pape Gueye. The scorer of the goal against Morocco in that AFCON final. Here's the goalkeeper, Diaw. No press on him at the moment, so takes his time. There's options all around for him as he goes long. It's into the Belgium half, out to the left towards Mane. Goes beyond him and Castagnet. And that'll be a throw-in for Belgium, right in front of their head coach, Rudi Garcia, who at club football took on the likes of Saint Etienne, Dijon, Le Mans, Lille, Roma, Marseille, Lyon, Al Nassr, Napoli, most recently as well. Only spent a couple of months there until he was sacked in November 2023. And he hadn't took another job since. He took Belgium on in January 2025, so took a year out of the game, Rudi Garcia, as we've got the hydration break for this first half, as of course they are disputed against these hydration breaks, but it gives me a break, which I will take because Senegal have been non-stop in this first half, and they have took the lead through Habib Diarra. Just his 6th goal for his country and his 24th cap. And he adds to his goals the couple he scored in the Premier League for Sunderland. Sorry, I had to send a message there. But it is Senegal who lead, and if nothing changes in the near future, this could be a game where Belgium kind of lose any sort of influence in it. They've got to try and grab that back and have some sort of impact in the game, because they've done very little at all to look like they want to challenge Senegal in any sort of way. Sorry, there we go. So, Bit of a later hydration break due to the goal being scored, and in fairness, the referee might have just forgot to do the hydration break because the goal was scored in the 25th minute, and he probably should have done it after the goal, but he's done it now, and we're going to get back underway very shortly. Just less than half an hour play. Belgium 0, Senegal 1. Unbeaten in their last 16 competitive games. Belgium does include friendlies as well, that in fairness, but I feel like every game is a competitive game these days. I don't think there is such things as friendlies, really. And their last loss was to Ukraine away on the 23rd of March 2025. That was Rudy Garcia's first game in charge, and since then he has had them unbeaten, which includes that group stage run where they drew their opening 2 to Egypt and Iran, but then getting their biggest ever World Cup win, beating New Zealand 5-1. Quite a few late goals in that one. As we are back underway, and it's with Belgium on the halfway line, right centre half of Mekele, brings it into the Senegal half. He's got De Bruyne in front of him, goes back to Castagne instead, who goes across into the centre circle to Arthur Thiat, the Liège-born centre half, who currently plays his football in Germany with Frankfurt, as there is a pitch invader. So play is going to be halted momentarily by the referee, Said Martinez. Just giving himself a wipe down there, the Belgium head coach, Rudy Garcia, as he was soaked with one of the sprinklers during his hydration break chat with, I think it was Kevin De Bruyne, he was talking to. So the intruder quickly taken off the pitch, and then we're going to get back underway as the referee will drop the ball, I think, for Maxime de Kuyper on that far side. The Brighton left-back who scored 2 away goals in the Premier League. They were against Forest and in a very famous win at Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So we'll probably get 4 or 5 minutes of added on time now with his couple of stoppages. As the ball's dropped and Belgium get us back underway. Just inside their own half, towards the centre circle here with Mekele. 5-yard pass across to his centre-back partner of Arthur Thiat. Van Aken. Quick 1-2 with De Kuyper. Now forward to Doku, who's been completely isolated out of the game. He's been nullified completely. Brilliant work from the Senegal defence so far. Thiat to Mekele on the halfway line. Playing the ball forward to Doku, who's drifted over towards the right-hand side, and he finds him and he tries to skip beyond his man. And he was brought down and nothing's been given. The referee's telling him to get up. Let's have a look at this. Doku bursting. Yeah, dive. Simulation there from Jeremy Doku. Well seen by the referee, Said Martinez. Would like to know your thoughts on the Harry Kane penalty incident in the England-DR Congo game. Would love to know if you thought that was a penalty or not during the first half. It's Senegal who are back on the ball with their left centre-back of Moussa Niakate. Spent 4 years of his career before Forest in Germany with Mainz. Now playing his football in France with Lyon. Started 30 of their league games last season, scoring the 1 goal in all competitions. That was in the Europa League against Tel Aviv. Over the top through ball down the left-hand side. Is there too much on it for Sadio Mane? There is, and that's going to be a goal kick for Belgium. A very thankful goal kick because I don't think Belgium can take any more of this pressure at the moment, but they've definitely had a better World Cup than they did in Qatar. Won their first game through the 1 goal of Michy Batshuayi, but then lost to Morocco and then drew to Croatia. And that was Belgium's last World Cup exit since France 98, when they drew all 3 games against the Netherlands, Mexico and South Korea. Belgium on the ball with Yuri Tielemans on the halfway line again. So where a lot of the Belgian plays seem to be happening on that halfway line, and then the next pass isn't great. De Bruyne down the right channel, De Catalara pulls it across, and it had to be cleared towards the near post. It was a pass from De Bruyne, which we've seen so many times, those curling balls in behind. Couldn't quite make the most of it that time, Belgium. Doku gets it from the throw, turning away from Mane. Playing it back to De Bruyne. Into Doku, who's gone from the left wing to the right wing. Doku. Cutting inside momentarily towards the edge of the area. Finds De Bruyne. Tries to work it back through towards Doku. It's intercepted. And again, Senegal look to break on the left-hand side. Mane with a kick forward. Comes off Tielemans. And then De Bruyne restarts with Mekela. And then it's Belgium in possession again. Playing out towards the left-hand side. Here's the left-back De Kuiper. Van Aken. Towards this right-hand side now to Castagne, 5 yards in front of the halfway line. Across to Mekela. Now Tiat, 10 minutes left of the first half. Well, the 45 minutes allocated to the first half. I'm going to have a guess we're going to get at least 4 or 5 minutes added on at the end of the half. Tiat, midway inside the Belgium half now with Mekela. Tielemans allowed to turn on the half turn. And then find Castagne right back. They're not having to press too aggressively here, Senegal, but the blocking the passing lanes really well, and that means Tiat has to go long, and he's found the head of Trossard, but he can't nod it down to De Kuiper. And here's Njai, ball inside to Diarra. Space is starting to open up. Diarra driving into the middle of the park, keeping the ball, laying it off to Mane, who's going to look back out to the right-hand side, finds Njai. Pap Gate, switching it to Jacobs, the left-back on the edge of the area. Back it goes into Idrissa Gate. 25 yards out, thought about the shot, lays it off to his right 10 yards, but as he was playing it, he was brought down and the referee plays advantage as it's Sadio Mane. Quick 1-2, Mane in the area, right-footed shot, he was falling as he shot and it's a comfortable save for Courtois, right down the throat of the Belgian. But it's silky, smooth football from Senegal. And Mane still showing he's got it at the age of 34. Quick run 2 round the corner there between him and Diarra. But didn't quite catch the strike as he would have wanted to. Sadio Mane, who's not scored in his last 4 for Senegal. Did score 10 in the Saudi Pro League in the season just gone with title-winning Al Nassr. As Sarr loses the ball on the Senegal right-hand side and Belgium can bring it away down their left. Trossard outside of the boot ball, intercepted by the chest of Diatta. And the last touch comes off the right back, and that's going to be a throw-in for Belgium, who was still looking to properly test Mori Diaw in the Senegal goal, the 33-year-old, who actually went on trial with Leeds all the way back in April 2017. The Senegal goalkeeper, but nothing materialised in the end in terms of a move. Tiat from centre-back, 15 yards inside the Senegal half, no pressure on him at the moment, plays it across to Mekela in the centre circle. Into De Bruyne, out wide to Doku, looks to have switched wings with Trossard. Here's Doku, back inside to De Bruyne on the edge of the area, keeps it away from Idrissa Gate. Here's Doku again, De Bruyne overrunning behind, Doku doesn't go for him this time. Goes on the outside of his man, low ball in, it avoids De Bruyne, and Van Aken can't get it, De Kuiper can't get it under control. And it's going to run through to Trossard. Pass is intercepted by Pap Gay, then shoved to the ground by Trossard. And that's going to be a free kick for Senegal. Really well won there by Pap Gate, who plays his football in Spain for Villarreal. Did score this season in La Liga away at Barcelona, but it was in a 4-1 defeat. And Villarreal and Pap Gate took involvement in the Champions League, and he played in 7 of the games, and in 6 of those 7, Villarreal lost. Long ball for Senegal, headed on by Iliman Ndiaye, but there was no one making a run beyond him, so it's Belgium to restart at the back. Arthur Tiat, the number 3 for Belgium. Rolls it across 10 yards to his centre-back partner of Mekela. It's now the right-back Castagne into Mekela again. They almost tease the press, Senegal, which then forces Belgium to feel like they've got to rush, which then can lead to a few stray passes, which then leads to the actual press of trying to nick the ball off them. And they're not dealing with it very well at the moment. The northwestern European country. De Kuiper, early ball into the box. It's an easy catch on the 6-yard line for Mori Diaw, who's going to go for an early kick forward out of his hands. Almost pinpoints Iliman Ndiaye. Well intercepted by Maxime de Kuiper for Belgium. As here is the number 7, Kevin De Bruyne, turned 35 on Sunday. Ball down the line for Trossard, keeps it away from his man in the final third, facing away from goal at the moment. That's due to the work of the right back of Crepin Diatta. Here's Tiat. Midway side the Senegal half is Brandon Mekela. Castagne's got Doku on this near side, finds him. Doku, bit of a shimmy, then returning the ball to Castagne. Into Tielemans, who can just about keep it away from Idrissa Gueye. Arthur Tiat. Low ball out to the left-hand side now to Leandro Trossard. De Bruyne had made a move down that left channel, but Trossard doesn't find him, but instead finds De Kuiper. Brilliant pass in the area, pulls it back. Everyone had gone forward for Belgium. No one held back, and that's going to be cleared by Senegal. Just starting to find a couple of openings here, Belgium. Still don't look too assured on the ball, but they are trying to cause them an issue at some point in this first half. Castagne. Edge of the area, allowed to cross to the far post. It's an important header won, but it's not all dealt with yet for Senegal, as the foul eventually has been given, as it was Crepin Diatta, I think, who won the header. Was it Paty Ciss? Might have been Paty Ciss who won the header. He took the brunt of the contact anyway. Was it Idrissa Gueye? Everyone seems to be down. Ciss is holding his stomach. Niakate's on the floor. The header was won by Diatta, but he got pushed by De Kuiper into Ciss. So Niakate must have had a problem in a different situation. They've got a couple of game changers on the bench. Belgium do have the likes of Romelu Lukaku, their all-time top scorer, 90 goals for them in his previous 129 appearances. Absolutely unbelievable record from the 33-year-old, as Senegal this time have been penalised for a physical challenge in an aerial duel. That time it was Ismail Assar from the free kick that just won. Trying the ball down the right channel, headed away by Jacobs to keep it away from Doku. Pape Gueye down the left channel. It's going to be Sarr to chase it down. Mekela will get there first, and he'll find a pass into the right back of Castagne. Well defended there by Brandon Mekela. It's Tielemans to Mekela again. Can he find a pass forward in between the lines? Just goes to his left, 5 yards to Tiat. Trossard, it's a long ball over the top towards De Bruyne, controlled brilliantly with his chest. De Bruyne out to the right side in the area. Doku, quick feet, tries to get it across, and it deflects into the hands of the goalkeeper. Almost wrong-footed, Mori Diaw. But that is sensational control, that from De Bruyne on the chest. And they probably should have done a little bit more than that. Doku getting on the outside of Jacobs, and it was the left back who got the deflection on the cross to send it to his goalkeeper's hands. It's just less than 2 minutes away from half-time, and it's still Belgium 0, Senegal 1. Long ball forward, headed won by Mekela. Picked up by Pape Gueye, who then pulls down Van Aken as he tried to keep the ball. And that's going to be a free kick for Belgium. Mekela. Everyone behind the ball for Senegal. They've got something to protect, and they will want to do that until at least half-time as a minimum. Trossard into the area. De Ketelaere being forced away from goal, but he can spin and cross, and it's going to be a corner on the far side. Well dealt with there by Paty Ciss. And it's going to be a corner for Belgium. I feel like it's their first of the game. And if it isn't their first of the game, I feel like it's their first for a while. No, it is their first of the game, and it's right on the stroke of half-time. It's going to be an in-swinger from Kevin De Bruyne. Plenty of bodies flood the 6-yard area. The referee just keeping an eye on things as De Bruyne goes to the edge of the area instead to De Kuyper. Right-footed, shot towards goal, and it's saved by the goalkeeper of Diao. Not the worst of attempts from De Kuyper. With his weaker right foot, he was bending it to that far corner, towards the top right corner, and it's a right-handed save over the top of his body. And parried it away from goal. A little burst of pressure from Belgium to end the first half. Certainly won't cancel out the domination of Senegal. But at least they're showing they're trying to make something of this game. De Bruyne outswinger, 5 minutes of added on time. Clips it to the edge of the area, headed forward by, I think that was Van Aken. And it's straight out of play for a goal kick, miles wide in the end. No, he's looking for De Kuyper again. But there was a slight nick on the ball, which just took it off his stride, and then he actually ended up heading it forward, but miles wide of the post it went, and it's still Belgium 0, Senegal 1. Plenty of football still to play, but we are coming towards the end of this first half. Big kick by the goalkeeper, headed back forward by Belgium, headed away by Senegal to the halfway line, headed won by Diarra, the goal scorer. As far as Tielemans, De Kuyper loses out to Diarra, keeps it away from Trossard and plays it down the right channel to Ndiaye. Maxime De Kuyper out of position. Here's Ndiaye on the edge of the box. Can he play it across? He can. Pat Gay with the shot. He's stretching, and it will roll away from goal, and it will go eventually for a goal kick. Couldn't quite catch that. Did open up there though for Senegal on the right hand side with their number 13, Iliman Ndiaye. Scored the 6 Premier League goals this season. 1 in his last 12 though. That was in their home win against Chelsea for Everton at Hill Dickinson. Just over 3 minutes left of added on time. Thiat bringing it into the Senegal half on the Belgium left. Trossard. Thiat. Across to Mekele. And it's now Castagne just slightly dropping into a more inverted position, or almost as a back three. Doku into De Bruyne, trying to play back through for Doku. He's going to have to chase that down, but Niakate can see it behind for a goal kick. Brilliant defending from the number 19. And this is a Senegal centre-back pairing that doesn't include Kalidou Koulibaly, who currently plays his football in Saudi for Al Hilal, more known better for his time at Napoli in his prime years. Kind of had a really poor year at Chelsea, but he's usually Senegal's captain, and he was on the bench for the game against Iraq, and that was the first time ever in the World Cup where he hasn't featured for Senegal in a game. And he's been at the World Cup in 2018, in 2022, and of course this year in 2026. But it seems like the manager is turning away from the 35-year-old and going for a little bit more pace potentially with Pathé Ciss and Moussa Niakate. Belgium are back on the ball, just less than 2.5 minutes to go. Just in front of the halfway line on the far side, it's Arthur Thiat. He's got De Kuyper forward from left back, decides to go inside 5 yards to Van Aken. It's now Mekele in the centre circle. Back out wide to Thiat. Trossard just pulling away from the Senegal defence to have the ball and then go to Mekele. Forward to Tielemans, bounces it back to him and then to Tielemans once more. Castagne, just nowhere to go forward for Belgium. There's no gaps opening, there's no openings for them. It's really frustrating for them, but Senegal will be delighted so far. Trossard into the middle to Tielemans. Doku also in the middle, 25 yards out, trying to burst his way through. Was he tripped? Yes, he was. That's going to be a free kick for Belgium. He's a seriously tricky winger, isn't he, Jeremy Doku? Missed their game against New Zealand. He missed their game against Iran. Jeremy Doku, sorry. Their second group game, which ended 0-0, and that was to go and be present at the birth of his son, which was born last Friday, called Praise. And he didn't quite get a lot of praise online for his decision to go to be with his partner for the birth of their first child, which I just found completely bizarre why anyone would have an issue or why anyone would think they have the right to have an issue with that decision. But people did, but he's back, and this is what he can cause, Jeremy Doku. He can win free kicks in these sort of areas. It's just towards the right-hand side of the 18-yard box, so Probably more of an angle for a left footer, but when you've got Kevin De Bruyne on the pitch, I don't think it matters what angle's best for which foot. It's around 30 yards out. It would be one hell of a strike from Kevin De Bruyne, but we've seen him do it from all kinds of ranges and angles. This one will have to be good. It's going to be De Kuyper, the left foot instead, straight into the wall. That's a horrid attempt. And that's going to be cleared in a right-back position for Senegal by their right-back Diatta. And it'll go all the way through to Thibaut Courtois on the edge of the Belgium 18-yard box. And we're probably going to get the whistle for half-time any second now. We've got 6 seconds left of the half. Belgium got to get it forward quick, and they're going to try that with De Bruyne. A great switch to Doku. That's a touch like glue with his boot. Here's Doku cutting inside into the area, playing it back to Tielemans. Castagnier joining the attack, doesn't use him. Tielemans dinks it into the area, key header away. De Bruyne shoots into the ground. It bounces through into the goalkeeper, who will eventually collect it into his 2 hands. And I think that's where we'll probably get the half-time whistle. And we do. In Seattle. It is at half-time. Stick to the game, please. Of course I will. Well, I won't now because the game's just blew for half-time. But it is currently half-time. It is Belgium 0, Senegal 1. And it has been all Senegal. Just a little bit of a drop of Belgium dominance within the last 5 or 10 minutes, where they started to actually look like they could attack, not really challenging the goalkeeper Mori Diaw too much. But it has been a very positive half for Senegal, and they took the lead in the 25th minute. Habib Diarra with the goal. It was a cross from the left-hand side from Mane. It was an in-swinger. It was headed towards the far post by Ismail Assar, who ended up hitting the post. But on the rebound, Habib Diarra reacted first and kicked it right into the middle of the goal, where Courtois couldn't get back up in time to stop the shot from going in. Since the goal, that's where Belgium have just started to have a bit more of the possession. It was the back end of this first half where Belgium were actually using that possession deep into the Senegal half, but the African side have defended really well, resolutely, completely blocking off spaces for Belgium to attack into. I think it's definitely going to be a very intriguing second half in Seattle, but at the moment, at the half-time point in this round of 32 fixture, it is Belgium 0, Senegal 1. And I've been very impressed with Senegal there. I think they've reacted really well in this World Cup after losing the first 2 games. And of course, those first 2 games are challenging games, especially the first one against France, conceding twice to Kylian Mbappe, and Bradley Barcola did score in that game themselves to make it 2-1 through their right winger of Ibrahim Mbaye, currently of PSG, the 18-year-old, and then losing 3-2 to Norway as well, which was a really disappointing result for them. Got back into it at 2-1 for Ismail Assar, but then conceded pretty much straight away to then go 3-1 down. Ismail Assar scored a brace that game and got it to 3-2, but again in the 93rd minute, where it was a little bit too late. How long is half-time? 15 minutes is half-time, and I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second half, so if you need to go anywhere, check social media, you can do, but be back in about 10 minutes for second half live commentary. But yeah, just need to do a few things, but I will be back. But yeah, at the moment, at half-time, it's Belgium 0, Senegal 1. But be back in about 10 minutes for second half live commentary of Belgium against Senegal. Hello, we're back for the second half of Belgium taking on Senegal. At the moment, it's Belgium 0, Senegal 1. Habib Diarra goal in the 25th minute separates the two in this round of 32 tie, the first ever round of 32 in World Cup history. And we've already had plenty of teams go through, including England earlier on today. And the next game, I think it's at 1 o'clock in the morning, UK time. Not sure what time that is around the world, but I know USA take on Bosnia, and that is who will face either Belgium or Senegal. Sorry for being impatient. Appreciate the commentary and info. Listening from South Africa, no problem at all. Don't need to apologise. I did go on a bit of a tangent talking about Jeremy Doku and his birth of his child and all that sort of stuff, so it's fine. But I do try and litter in information and stats where possible. But I'm glad you're listening all the way from South Africa as well. That's very cool. Very unfortunate, South Africa the other day, I thought, to lose to Canada. Not going to lie, I thought it was a pretty poor game, but very much respected the way that South Africa tried to play, like out from the back, and the football they were attempting at, and they've got some really quality players, so it was unfortunate. I thought Canada were very lucky in that. Where are you from? From England. From England. Spirits are high, it must be said, after that win against DR Congo earlier on. Watched it in work, which was pretty cool. 4 of us in there celebrating the winner, let's just say that. We weren't celebrating anything before those 2 goals because it was a very frustrating watch, but in the end we got through, and then it's Mexico on Monday at 1 o'clock in the morning. So that will be, again, 1 o'clock in the morning over here in England. Obviously that'll be different times. But also, just before the second half starts, I came home. I say I came home like it was a surprise. I bought these myself, but look at that. World Cup sticker box, 50 packs. Full box. Thanks for coming. Love that. So that is tomorrow night sorted for me when I get back home from work. Probably be a 2-day shift opening all them, but I'm excited to get them opened. I'll probably buy another box as well because I am just a kid with adult money. So yes, World Cup fever fully hit now, even though we're into the knockout stages, as it will be Senegal, it looks like, to come on to the pitch first from the break, and then Belgium after that. And it does look like Belgium are going to make a change, and I do agree with this change because they definitely need more of a focal point up there, and that's something they've not had, sort of that focal point to aim at, and they're going to do that with their all-time top goal scorer, Romelu Lukaku, who is 53 goals ahead of second place Kevin De Bruyne. And for Romelu Lukaku, it's his 4th World Cup, 6 goals in the World Cup. He scored in each World Cup he's played at. Also, as well, scoring in the game against New Zealand in the 86th minute to send that game into a 4-1 scoreline before Salamakers made it 5-1 for Belgium, their biggest ever win in World Cup history. I'm more of a rugby fan. I'm definitely not a rugby fan myself personally. Pretty much like every other sport, just can't get into rugby for some reason. So it is going to be a straight swap. Charles de Ketelaere up front for Belgium will be replaced by Romelu Lukaku. The 33-year-old now turned 33 in the middle of May. 90 goals for him. For Belgium, this is his 130th appearance for his country. Made his debut at the age of 16 years, 9 months and 18 days in March 2010 against Croatia. Now, well, more than 16 years on, he's still going. And he's having to save his nation here because Belgium were poor in that first half. They started to show slight glimpses at the end of the first half, but it was pretty much all Senegal, and they looked so comfortable on the ball, and they are comfortable in the game because they lead. It is Senegal to kick us off, kicking left to right. Belgium right to left in this second half. As Senegal go long up towards Sarr, who can bring it down already, and he's against Mekela on the edge of the area, facing towards goal. He plays out to the left here to Sadio Mane. Quick start here for Senegal. Mane through the legs of Castagne. Mane in the area, plays it back towards Pape Gueye. It's blocked by De Bruyne, drops to Niakate, who sends it out wide left to Jacobs. Here's Mane. Can you keep it away from Doku? He can. Mane works across into the box. It's flicked away all as far as Ndiaye, who can shoot from the left foot, and that's going to be a goal kick. Didn't quite catch it there, Iliman Ndiaye. But it's a rapid-fire start from Senegal, who look to double their lead. They've got to try and score at least one more goal to give themselves some breathing room, because they've definitely deserved to be the team ahead. Chested it down and just didn't quite catch it with the side of his foot there, Iliman Ndiaye, who's only scored 5 times in his previous 42 caps for Senegal. 2 of them in 2026, scoring against Mali in the AFCON quarterfinals, but then against Iraq in the last game, as Belgium look to go forward. Van Aken with a loose ball, looking for Lukaku in the area, cleared by Jacobs for Senegal. It's going to go all the way through into the Belgium half and roll into Thibaut Courtois, who's now at the age of 34 himself. They do have 2 pretty young, upcoming, promising goalkeepers in the ranks, Belgium, in Senna Lomans of Manchester United and also Mike Penders of Chelsea, who spent last season alone at Strasbourg. Doku trying to play the ball through the middle to Trossard, a key interception from Senegal's Pathé Ciss. And it's now with Diatta. Forward towards Ndiaye on the halfway line. Turns away from Tiat. Brilliant skill from the Everton man. Midway inside the Belgium half. Turns back away from Van Aken. From De Kuiper, sorry. And then goes back to Diatta, and it's now with Idrissa Gueye. With the lifted switch to the left-hand side to Jacobs. Plays it forward to Sadio Mane. Jacobs runs in behind, but he doesn't play it to him. Goes into the midfield to Diarra, the goal scorer, instead. Just over 2 minutes into the second half. Senegal have picked up where they've left off in the first half. Jacobs into the final third. Tries to slip it through towards Mane. Blocked off by Castagne. And he can poke it forward to Doku, who is tripped there by Mane. And that will be a free kick for Belgium. This game kicking off 1 p.m. local time in Seattle. There's referee again, Said Martinez. As it's with Hans Van Aken for Belgium. Arthur Thiat still inside their own half, but they're not now because he's lifted the ball down the left-hand side for De Kuiper, brings it down, touches it away from the Senegal goal. Now with Trossard into Van Aken, forward from a holding midfield position. Here's Tielemans, the captain, works it away from Idrissa Gueye. To Leandro Trossard, midway inside the Senegal half. He's going to roll it into the centre circle now to Mekela, the centre half. Castagne. Not many options around, to be honest. Here's Mekela again, the centre-back. Going to go for a lifted ball up towards Trossard. It's a head away from Diatta. As far as Tielemans, who gets there ahead of Sarr. And it's De Kuiper, who has a loose control. And that's going to be a throw-in midway inside their own half for Senegal on this near side. Definitely a frustrating watch for the Belgium head coach, Rudy Garcia, who won a double with Lille in his 2 honours as a manager. He won the Ligue 1 title and the French Cup in the 2010-2011 season. Here's Iliman Ndiaye bullying his way beyond De Kuiper. Brilliant from Ndiaye, wins the free kick as well. And that'll be taken for Senegal. It's going to be their right back, Crepin Diatta, born in the Senegal capital of Dakar. Left Senegal in 2017 for Sarpsborg to start his career in Europe. He's was currently playing his football Diatta in France with Monaco, but he's leaving there as a free agent this summer as they've worked it from the right to the left. Diarra to Jacobs. Lays it off for Mane, about 25 yards away from goal on that far side. He's got Doku in close attendance with him. It's with Jacobs into Gueye. There's one Gueye to another. Idrissa Gueye to Pape Gueye. Iliman Ndiaye. Back into Diatta, midway inside the Belgium half. Into the middle now to Ismail Assaj. Drops slightly deep for the ball. Works it to Pap Gay. There's space opening up on the left-hand side. Here's Sadio Mane. Corner of the box on the left-hand side. Running at Castagne. Goes on the outside. Pulls it back. Shot towards goal. And he's pulled it wide. On the penalty spot. Habib Diarra. With a goal-gaping opportunity. Which he has not taken. I mean, I've not watched Sadio Mane for a while. But he is still looking as sharp as ever. Getting on the outside of Castagne, pulling it back to the penalty spot. And he was just slightly behind Diarra, which I think meant he struggled to get his full foot around the ball to keep it within the two posts. But Senegal, again, this opening 5.5 minutes have been absolutely fantastic to watch. And they're going to go for an over-the-top through ball towards Sarr. What a touch into the area. Ismaila Sarr smashes it home in Seattle to double Senegal's lead. He is having an almighty World Cup. It's 4 for Ismaila Sarr in World Cup 2026. He's their all-time leading scorer in World Cups. And surely he has sent the dagger to Belgium to send them back home. Niakate on the far side took over. And it was a hopeful but directed ball over the top, in behind the two Belgium centre-backs. And with sheer pace, power and determination, Ismaila Sarr got in between both of them, chested it down, and from around 10 yards out, rifles it, right-footed, into the top right corner. That is a sensational touch off the chest. Arguably a better finish beyond Thibaut Courtois. And in this round of 32 fixture, it's Belgium 0, Senegal 2. I'm telling you right now, Ismaila Sarr is one almighty footballer. He's so, so good. Scored 22 goals for Crystal Palace in all competitions this season. He scored 9 in the Conference League, 6 in the last 5 before the Conference League final. He's a big game player, and he has scored once again in this World Cup. Bracing against Norway in the second game. Scored also against Iraq in the final group game. Hit the post twice in this game as well. The second time he hit the post did lead to the opening goal when Habib Diarra put in the rebound, but he's deserved that. Senegal deserve that. And it looks like they'll be going through to take on either the USA or Bosnia here in Seattle in the last 16. As it's a free kick on the halfway line. Tielemans committing the foul. The Belgium captain who came through at the Anderlecht Academy. Made captain back in September of last year. Yuri Tielemans. Fouling the score of the second, Ismaila Sarr. Chested touch right in front of him into the box. And he was falling as he took the strike on. That didn't stop him powering it beyond Courtois. As Senegal come forward again down the left-hand side. It's Sadio Mane. Gets there ahead of Tielemans. Tries to touch it round him. Can't quite finish off the move. And it's now Tielemans down the right channel here to Doku. Quick feet. Gets away from the first man, but not the second, as he's brought down by Jacobs, the left back. And that's going to be a free kick for Belgium. Well won there by the number 11, Jeremy Doku. Also a player who came through at Anderlecht. Turned 24 at the back end of May. Van Aken in the middle of the park. Heavy touch, but was fouled from behind by Iliman Ndiaye. And another free kick for Belgium, who is still lacking urgency when they're 2 goals down. It's going to be another disappointing World Cup for Belgium. Lifted ball out towards Doku. Can't outmuscle Jacobs, who can see it out for a throw-in in a left-back position. Just less than 10 minutes into the second half. It's Belgium 0, Senegal 2. Goals from Diarra and Sarr, which separate the two. who are meeting for the first ever time in this game. But for Belgium, even though they have qualified for their 4th World Cup in a row, it's leading to more disappointment. As Tielemans working out to the right-hand side again to Doku, running into the 18-yard area on the outside of Jacobs, tries the cross, deflects off the number 14. It's going to be a throw-in for Belgium. Doing well at left-back, Ismail Jacobs, who's currently keeping El Hadji Malik Diouf out the side, the West Ham left-back. There's going to be changes for Belgium. The first one, wow. This is a weird pair of substitutions from Rudy Garcia. Kevin De Bruyne and Jeremy Doku have been brought off for Dodi Lukebakio and also Nicholas Raskin of Rangers. What a bizarre pair of changes when Belgium need 2 goals. I'm completely speechless of what has gone through the thinking there of Rudy Garcia. I'd be absolutely furious with that. The downgrade of players they've just brought on to replace them two is outrageous. And I will completely take this back if Belgium can turn it around. But that is a bizarre pair of substitutions. As Senegal were in behind again, Jacobs with the ball into the 6-yard box. That was cleared by Tiat. And it remains 2-0. I mean, currently, Belgium was 16 games unbeaten coming into this game. Winning 10, drawing 6. Last losing in March 2025. I mean, Jeremy Doku was visibly annoyed with being substituted. Don't get me wrong, I don't think De Bruyne and Doku have had their best of games, but I don't think anyone on that pitch for Belgium has been up to speed or up to standard in any way. Weird. But we must continue the game. And Belgium, it's just almost, it's like changes that deflate a squad, that. When you see your 2 better players come off, you just think, why? You're wanting us to lose, almost. As Raskin is a guilty party there, fouling, I think that was Habib Diarra he put down. As I don't know what Rudy Garcia is writing on that piece of paper, but I don't think writing things on paper is going to change the game on the pitch. Senegal, midway inside their own half, with Nia Karte, the assist maker for the second goal, with that ball over the top to Ismail Assar. Patty Cease into the goalkeeper in the 18-yard box of Mori Diaw. Still yet to concede in this World Cup. The man in between the sticks for the injured Edouard Mendy. Lifted ball up towards Ismail Assar. Can't quite flick it to Mane. That would have been an impressive piece of skill. It's now back with Belgium, with their right centre half of Brandon Mekele. Finished second in the Belgian league with Club Brugge. Knocked out of the Champions League playoff round by Atletico Madrid. Just over half an hour left to go. Here's one of the changes. Lukebakio, the Belgian right winger, currently playing his football in Portugal with Benfica. Signed for €20 million in the summer just gone. What an injury hit season with a broken ankle for 4 months between November and February. It's all the way back to Courtois in his 18-yard box. Will he go long, or will he try and keep this going simple? He will go long out towards the right-hand side, where it's going to be headed on by Tielemans. It's a good header, and here's Lukebakio. Keeping it away from Jacobs. Bringing in Leandro Trossard. Forward to Lukaku. First real touch to the ball for him. Finds Van Aken, who gets surrounded by green shirts, and he's dispossessed by Pap Gay, but the clearance can't find Mane. Trossard in the central area. Looking out to the left, and then changing his mind and find the curl ball out to the right-hand side here to Lukebakio. Sends the full-back to the floor. Lukebakio on his left foot. Can he find the strike? Yes, he can. It's well blocked. Kicked up into the air by Diarra. Header won by Castagne. Is Raskin. Into Tiat on the centre circle line. And it's a little bit of positivity for Belgium. Raskin trying to go in behind for Tielemans. Deflects it to Lukaku. Can he work a shot into the area? Plays it through for Tielemans, who can go for the near post. It's hit the side netting. The officials saw a deflection. That will be a corner. Bit of impetus in the Belgium attacking play there. Niakate diving in front of that strike. It was always going to be a tight angle for Tielemans, but they'll try anything at this point. Belgium, it's an outswinger near post. It's an easy volleyed clearance there for Senegal's number 15 of Crepin Diatta, their right back. It's gone all the way back for Courtois, midway side his own half. Long clearance towards Tielemans again, who can win a second header in quick succession. Here's Luca Bacchio. Back to the halfway line to Castagna. Here's Raskin. Into Mekela. Across 10 yards to the left centre-back of Arthur Thiat. He was allowed to bring the ball forward, about 30 yards from goal. Shifts it to the left now to Trossard. Lifted ball in towards the area, towards Tielemans. It's an important header from Cease. And that's going to be a throw-in right next to the corner flag for Belgium, who've just started to speed up the play since the changes. Quick throw in towards Tielemans. Header one and away for Senegal to Diarra, who runs into traffic. De Kuyper. Across it goes to Van Aken. Lukaku lays it off towards Luca Bacchio. His shot is blocked. But Belgium can come again. It's not sticking now for Senegal at the moment. Clearing it, but it's coming straight back at them on this near side with De Kuyper. Kicks it off Diarra. And that's going to be a throw-in for Belgium. There is a foul in there as they were attacking down the left-hand side. As it cuts to the bench where Belgium are going to make another change. It's going to be their number 19 of Diego Moreira. Currently of Strasbourg, signed there 2 years ago from Chelsea. Not made the change yet though. Long clearance from Senegal. It's a volley from Mekela. It's not convincing, but it does drop to a teammate. It's now De Kuyper. Down the left-hand side to Trossard, who's been caught in the back by... Not quite sure who that was. I think it was the right back, Diatta. And that's a painful one on the lower back of Leandro Trossard. Yeah, knee just in the lower back. Painful. Always hurt them ones. Rudy Garcia not happy with that challenge on Leandro Trossard, so the referee's just having a word. Said Martinez, sorry. And it's another Belgium change. Hans Van Aken, who had scored 2-2 in the November international break, comes off for Diego Moreira. I think that'll mean Trossard will take up a more central position and Moreira will play out wide left and Luca Bacchio on the right. As Luca Bacchio looks for Moreira, but he's intercepted and played forward to Sarr, who flicks it away from Mekela. And that's going to be a free kick and a yellow card for the Belgian centre-back. Not happy with the referee's decision. Just too quick for him there, Ismail Assar. Quick flick round the corner, then caught. Obvious foul and a free kick. What a tournament he is having so far, Ismail Assar. 4 goals already in 4 games. Just taking a little while to get back to his feet here, Ismail Assar. Not needing the medical staff to come on, but clearly rather thumped there. And they're showing there a distant on the bench Kevin De Bruyne, who may have just played in his last World Cup game. Because by the time in the next World Cup he'll be 38 turning 39. And we know how much he struggles with fitness, Kevin De Bruyne. A very sad way to end his World Cup career, coming off so early on in a game where Belgium trailed by 2 goals. We're back underway. Ball kicked straight through to Courtois, not even close to Sadio Mane, who does applaud the attempted pass. Thiat trying to go down the left channel, intercepted by Njai, but he can't control it and he falls to the ground. And it's now Leandro Trossard with some heavy touches down the left-hand side towards the final third. Goes back 10 yards to Raskin. It's now in the centre circle with Mekela. Castagna working it to Luca Bacchio on the far side, running at Jacobs, and then crossing it to Lukaku, who chests it down. Can't quite find Trossard, but there is an offside flag up there on Romelu Lukaku. And that's going to be A free kick on the edge of the area for Senegal. Not quite been able to get Romelu Lukaku into the game. And if anyone struggled with injury this year, it is him. Scored just the one goal in Serie A back in February, but he's been out from August to January, then April to May. As Senegal are going to make their change now. Number 8, Lamine Camara will be coming on for Pat Gay, the one who scored the winner in that AFCON final against Morocco, which has been taken off them momentarily. So, one central midfielder off for another. Lamine Camara comes on. Did start all 3 group games. Senegal's number 8, assisting in the final group game against Iraq. And we'll get a hydration break coming shortly. Senegal go long down the left-hand side. It's headed on by Jacobs. Can't be collected by Sarr. Here's Mekele. Restarting with his goalkeeper in the 6-yard area, Thibaut Courtois. Over 120 clean sheets for Real Madrid and over 300 appearances at the Spanish Giants. Mekele just in front of his 18-yard area. Ball forward down the middle of the pitch. It's loose to Tielemans and it's been picked up by Senegal. Diarra to Njai. Trying to go forward just slightly behind Camara. And that's going to be Tielemans now to bring it away for Belgium. Ball forward. Can he find the runner Luka Bacchio? It's stopped by Jacobs. Played forward by Niakate. Loose touch from Camara, who goes late in on Trossard. And that's going to be an early yellow card for the substitute, who's literally been on for probably less than a minute. Lamine Camara, the Monaco central midfielder. Moreira trying to go around the outside of Diatta, but he can't do so. Brilliant defending from the right full-back of Senegal. Clears it down the right channel, straight to Tiat. Raskin poking it back to the halfway line to Mekele. Raskin of Rangers. He spent a lot of his career at Rangers, joined all the way back in January 2023. From Standard Liège, Rangers have put a £20 million price tag on him. Born in Liège. Spent 2 separate spells at the club as well. Nicolas Raskin. It's again with Mekele at the back for Belgium. The press is tight, so he's going to have to go all the way back to Courtois. On the edge of the 18-yard box, we've got a quarter of the game left to go. The next out, we'll probably see another hydration break. Raskin. Just before the halfway line. Time on the ball here from the number 23. Goes to the right centre-back of Mekele. Now Castagnier right back. Raskin forward to Luka Bacchio. Returns it to Raskin in the centre circle. Working it out to the left-hand side. De Kuyper into Moreira. The number 19. Freshly off the bench. Cuts onto his right foot. Low cross goes in. It's a slice clearance from Idrissa Gueye. Was it? I think that was actually Lamine Camara. And that's been caught safely by the gloves of Mori Diaw. You can roll it to the right back here of Crepin Diatta. Finds Iliman Njai. First time pass back to Diatta. It's now with Cease. Turned away from De Kuyper. Goes down. Too soft for the referee's liking. And Belgium can try and make the most of this. De Kuyper. Cross goes in. Goes away from Lukaku. And it'll run towards Castagnier at the far post. He's won the ball back off Mane. Luka Bacchio, Tielemans edge of the area. Left-footed ball goes in towards Lukaku. No one there attacking it. As Lukaku couldn't quite get his body shape right. That's going to be a goal kick for Senegal. To the frustration of Youri Tielemans. Not sure who he's having a go at there, Youri Tielemans. It's Leandro Trossard, and frustrations are starting to boil over now for Belgium. Not what you want to see. Right as the hydration break hits as well. Romelu Lukaku having to separate Youri Tielemans, the captain, and Leandro Trossard. As tempers have completely boiled over here for Belgium. And it's been a frustrating game for the entirety for Belgium. They've not really been good at any point. They've had maybe minutes, spells where they've kind of looked like maybe they could do something, but overall they've been outrun, outplayed, and outthought by the Senegal side. It's going to have to be probably the team talk of his life here from Rudy Garcia if he's going to get anything out of this game for Belgium. See where the argument comes from, potentially. Oh no, they're showing the goal once more. Just wondering why they were arguing. I mean, I get why they're arguing because they're losing, but was there something that caused Tielemans maybe to have a pop at Leandro Trossard or vice versa? Ismail Assar, that goal was complete filth. 51st minute. Ball over the top, brings it down on the chest, killing it, dead. And then the finish into the top right corner, just outrageous. And it's someone who's having an unbelievable campaign overall. Ismail Assar, as we mentioned before, 22 goals in all competitions for Crystal Palace this season, including that Conference League win in Leipzig. As we're coming towards the end of the hydration break, Belgium 0, Senegal 2. 71.5 minutes in, probably get maybe 4 or 5 minutes of added on time, so we've probably got about 23 minutes left. More than likely 24 minutes potentially. So it looks like the hydration break has maybe just calmed things down between Yuri Tielemans and Leandro Trossard. As Senegal are going to make a change as well. Iliman Ndiaye in his first start in the World Cup. Comes on. Comes off. Or does he come off? He does come off. So Iliman Ndiaye off for number 20, Ibrahim Mbaye, who scored against France, and it was a very well taken goal, and then started against Iraq. And then the second change, we'll see the scorer of the first, Habib Diarra. He'll be replaced by number 17, Pape Matar Sarr of Spurs. Not started any of the last 12 for Senegal, Pape Matar Sarr. He's on again, though, off the bench for Senegal. Obviously, just avoiding relegation with Spurs. It looks like they're bringing in 2 more central midfielders, so he might be on the move. Pape Matar Sarr, as they're looking like they're going to be bringing in Mateus Fernandes of West Ham, and also looks like they've had a bid accepted for Sandro Tonali as well. So it's probably going to be a lot of attack versus defence now for the end of this game, because Senegal have got a real lead to hold on to, and Belgium are going to be wanting to press the matter of wanting to try and cut the deficit in half at least. But they've not really looked like scoring all game. They've not had many clear-cut opportunities. De Kuyper on the near side, try to play it down the line for Leandro Trossard. It's a first involvement in the game for Ibrahim Mbaye, the 18-year-old from PSG. Scored 3 league goals for them this campaign. Didn't play any minutes, though, in the knockouts in Mbaye, but he did be named on the bench throughout. Out to the far side to Castagne, into the midway point of the Senegal half of Luka Bacchio. Driving inside onto his left foot. Brought down by the challenge there of Jacobs for Senegal, but the referee doesn't see it as a foul, and Senegal will break down the left-hand side. Ball played, and the chase is on. Can they make the most of this, Senegal? Camara down the left-hand side onto his right foot. Plays it back to Jacobs as it's completely slowed down. Belgium have got everyone back behind the ball, and Senegal have switched it out towards the right-hand side to Crepin Diatta. First few touches on the ball for Pape Matar Sarr of Spurs, who left Senegal back in 2020 to move into Europe and Metz in France. 15 minutes to go, all the way back to the goalkeeper of Maury Diaw. French-born goalkeeper, came through originally at PSG. Made his debut 3 years ago now for Senegal. With the left centre-half of Niakate completely killing any sort of momentum in this game for Belgium, with the goalkeeper in the 18-yard box Low ball forward. Sarr. Going back into the goalkeeper of Diao. Forward again to Idrissa Gueye, who was allowed to turn forward too easy for the former Everton man, because he's leaving them at the end of this season as a free agent. Late challenge there by Tielemans on Mane. Free kick for Senegal. Belgium on the ball. Luca Bacchio. Fair challenge and a strong one by Camara. But the deflected tackle only sends the ball to Raskin. For Belgium on the far side. Playing in front of the centre circle to Mekela. Here's the other centre-back of Thiat, who from afar is going to strike it straight off the chest of Sis. And now it's a chance for Senegal to break. Ball over the top by Pape Matar Sarr. But that's too much on it for Mane to chase, and it's going to be Courtois next to the corner flag to go and retreat the ball for Belgium. 13.5 minutes of the 90 to go. And it's Senegal who have a 2-goal lead in the first ever meeting between these two nations. Luca Bacchio on the right wing position, running at Jacobs. Playing it into the middle to Trossard, about 30 yards from goal. Plenty of green shirts in front of him. Lays it off to the right to Raskin. Delivers it far post towards De Kuyper, heads it down, and it's had to be chested and cleared by Sis to the edge of the area, where it's headed back forward by Mekela to Moreira. Header won by Diatta, all as far as Mekela. Sweeps it to the right to Luca Bacchio. Into the box he goes, onto his left foot, curling it to the top corner, and it's just wide. He's had glimpses since coming on. Doddy, Luca Bacchio, and even though eyebrows were raised when he replaced Jeremy Doku early on in the second half, he's almost curled that into the top corner. Not far at all from the Benfica winger, and that would have been a real gateway back into the game for Belgium. He's looked really positive since coming on. The 28-year-old who has featured once for DR Congo back in 2016 against Kenya, but switched over to Belgium and made his debut for them in November 2020. As there's a late challenge there from what looks like to be a change. I think Belgium have made a change. I think they've made a change at full-back. That's Thomas Meunier, who's just come on and fouled Sadio Mane. He's his first involvement. So the experienced right-back, 34 years of age, was at Lille, but again, leaving them as a free agent this summer, Thomas Meunier. And he's replaced Maxime De Kuyper. So I'm assuming Timothy Castagne's just shifted over to left back. Long ball for Senegal, headed down by Mekela. Raskin to Luca Bacchio, who tries to go all the way back towards Mekela, but it's poor and it's wayward. Mane in the box, left hand side, tries to square it. Well blocked there by Mekela, completely bailing out his teammate of Luca Bacchio. Gifting the ball to Senegal. Clearance from Mekela as it couldn't be held up there by Mane. Clearance goes on as far as Idrissa Gueye. Now towards the halfway line to the right back, Diatta. Mbai. Sis has been forced to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Diao, who's just stood in front of his 18-yard box. Plays the pass low to the left. The Pape Matar Sarr. Near Karte. Into Mane. He's dropped into his own half here. Loads of time on the ball for him. Too much time. Allowed to spray the plate to the right-hand side. Here's Mbai. He's got the run in front of him. Finds him. Can he get the return ball from Camara? No, he can't. Good defending there from Moreira, who try and bring the ball away now for Belgium. Turns back, then tries to turn forward again. Turns back once more. Ball is short to his defender there of Castagné, who catches his man of Ismail Assar. And that's going to be a free kick. Now Belgium starting to give the ball away cheaply with 10 to go. And I mean, it's been a complete performance to forget for Belgium. Nowhere near on the pace. And it's interesting because before the tournament. They were described as an underdog, and the head coach, Rudy Garcia, described his squad as an underdog, and he said, "We're not favourites, but I prefer this underdog position, which doesn't stand in the way of ambition." And I don't think they've stood in the way of anything today. They've been so poor and outplayed by Senegal. And it's fantastic to see this rise of African teams, playing and succeeding at tournaments like the World Cup. DR Congo coming so close earlier on today. Senegal have been a fantastic watch. Morocco is so solid as well, as the free kick's taken. It's a cross ball to the back post, header won by Mekela for Belgium. By Meunier, for Belgium. Now with Senegal on the halfway line, try to switch it towards the left-hand side. It's a poor ball. Header away again by Meunier to Luca Bacchio, who touches heavy and it goes out of play, and that's going to be a throw-in for Senegal. Senegal going all the way back. Midway inside their own half of Paty Ciss. Sorry, just had a message to respond to there. Brandon Mekela, midway inside zone half for Belgium. Can they maybe nick a late goal just to bring some nerves and tension to this Senegal side, who have dealt with everything that's come their way today? They've been absolutely brilliant. And for Senegal, it's interesting because they've selected 20 players from the big 5 European leagues. That's the joint most of any non-European nation alongside Argentina. So it shows that their players are playing in the best leagues in the world, as the ball in from Belgium is headed wide by Castagnet, who's now playing on the left-hand side. He just drifted inside into the box to get on the end of the Luca Bacchio cross, who's probably been Belgium's brightest spark since coming on for Jeremy Doku 10 minutes into the second half. Just always targeted wide of the post, that header from Timothy Castagnet. Senegal giving away possession. Tielemans found. Tielemans striking it, and it's over and wide. He was just entering the box, got the shots away with the left boot. Pass was played to Yuri Tielemans. Let's have a look. The cameras weren't showing the game when they lost it. It was the long goal kick from Diao, the goalkeeper. Header won by Mekela. Then it was Tielemans who used his body for the ball to run through. Leandro Trossard then played it to Tielemans, them two arguing about 15 minutes ago during the hydration break, but linking up there, and Tielemans' left-footed strike not far away, just over the crossbar. Won't come much closer than that, Yuri Tielemans. As the goal kick's been taken, and it's a long kick from Diao. Can't be flicked on by Ismail Assar. Tiat is dispossessed, and the ball deflects through for Mane, who strikes it to the bottom left corner. Huge right-handed save from Courtois. Not cleared successfully for Senegal. For Belgium, as Senegal come again. Camera. And the flag eventually goes up. That might have been on Mane from that original touch where it played him through on goal. Belgium. The clock is ticking towards an exit in this 2026 World Cup. Made the knockouts on 7 occasions now, but looks like they're going to be knocked out for once and for all in this tournament. It's Tielemans losing it midway inside his own half. Mane on the left side of the box, surrounded by Belgium shirts, but the cross deflects through towards Sarr, who can't quite shrug away from Tiat. And that's going to be a ball played forward for Belgium. Played off of Lukaku into Trossard. It's now Moreira cutting inside. Switching it out towards the right-hand side to Raskin. He's got Luca Bacchio further to his right. And he's also got Lukaku in the middle. Can't quite flick it to Trossard. It's not a bad idea. Moreira with a tackle. Ball deflects towards Munier, who then finds Lukaku, who on the tight angle can divert it home. And there is hope for Belgium in Seattle. Their all-time top goal scorer has scored again. Goal number 91 for Belgium. His 7th goal in World Cups. And maybe, just maybe, Belgium can do what seemed to be the impossible comeback. Two of Rudy Garcia's substitutions linking up together. The third one, Moreira, was the one who put the original tackle in, and it dropped to Munier on the right side of the box. Played it to the near post. Patty Cease caught lacking at the near post, caught on his toes. Lukaku got in front of his man, and such a smart finish to guide it over the goalkeeper and in. And with 3.5 to go, plus added on time, it's Belgium 1, Senegal 2. What a moment for Romelu Lukaku. Scored against New Zealand off the bench in their final group game. He scored again off the bench tonight. And will that give Belgium the lift they need? Ismail Assar, ball through, Mbai. Can he strike it? He can, but that's wild. Well wide and high, straight into the crowd behind the goal. Now it's time for Senegal to concentrate, because that's what they just dropped in. Dropped in concentration completely. It's Lukaku in a right wing position, away from one, and playing it inside here to Tielemans, across to Leandro Trossard, 25 yards out, tries to get on his right foot, tackle by Idrissa, plays it forward towards Mane, deflects, and it can't quite reach the former Liverpool man. Arthur Thiat in the centre circle on the ball for Belgium. Raskin on the far side, playing it through to Munier. Here's Raskin again, everyone behind the ball for Senegal. He's switching it to the left-hand side. Here's Moreira, the number 19. Can he find a cross onto his right foot? Playing it to Leandro Trossard on the edge of the box. Scoops the cross into the area. The goalkeeper comes for it and doesn't get there. Belgium have turned it around in minutes. And sometimes you cannot write scripts in this World Cup because they get ripped up. And Belgium, who have been so poor, have stunned Senegal. It's Yuri Tielemans who got the vital touch. And maybe, just maybe, substituting Doku and De Bruyne was the right idea for Rudy Garcia. Trossard with the delivery. And Tielemans got up the highest on the 6-yard line. Goalkeeper has to be better. Got in between goalkeeper and centre-back. Got his head to the ball. Oh, it's brilliant from Yuri Tielemans. And just before the second half hydration break, Yuri Tielemans and Leandro Trossard had to be separated by Romelu Lukaku as they were arguing because of how badly it was going. Fast forward towards the end of the game, they have just linked up for the last minute equaliser. What a moment for the Belgians. Their World Cup isn't over yet. And they've got it all square. It's Belgium 2, Senegal 2. Yuri Tielemans, with that captain's armband on, is delighted as Rudy Garcia is booked by the referee for something he must have said on those sidelines. But he won't care, because Belgium, for now, are going to remain unbeaten since March 2025. They're currently on a run of 16 games without defeat. And Senegal have been rocked and shocked in Seattle as somehow Belgium have turned it around. Goal in the 86th minute and a goal in the 89th. Can they maybe go on and win it? Belgium. Ball towards Mane. Dealt with by Tiat. Raskin to Courtois. Kicks it up into the air. It's a slicer. And to throw in towards the final third for Senegal on the near side. They'll be so frustrated with themselves because they have been such the better team. Just sat back a little bit too much, allowed Belgium too much possession in deeper areas. And they've been punished. And it's 2-2 in Seattle with 7 minutes added on. Ball played through towards Sarr in the box. It's too heavy into the gloves of Thibaut Courtois. Courtois going for a long kick up towards Lukaku. Can he bring it down? He can. He's holding off Niakate. Lukaku bringing it forward, playing it off to his right. Tielemans, angled tight in the box, pulls it back and it's cleared. And it's a corner. Football is such a funny sport. How on earth Belgium have gone from looking like the team that are going to win this game is remarkable. Lukaku, who's been such an important substitute in this game, came on at half-time, scored the first, almost was part of the setup for the winner of the third, which hasn't come yet. It's going to be Tielemans who got the equaliser. Outswinger, in it goes. It's headed away by Sarr. Put back in by Meunier. Headed up into the air by Pat Matassar. Headed away by Mbaye. Only finds Meunier. Here's Tielemans, left-footed. Ball goes in. It's too high. Caught by the goalkeeper, who tries to kick it out of his hands, but he's been blocked off as he was doing so. That's a free kick for Senegal with just less than 5 minutes to go. Senegal fans will be in disbelief at this. I am. I did not see this coming at all. I didn't see it coming in the 55th minute when Rudy Garcia brought off De Bruyne and Doku. But in fairness, Luca Bacchio, who came on for Doku, has probably been Belgium's best player this game. And to be fair, Raskin, who came on for De Bruyne, has kind of settled things down in the midfield for Belgium. Big kick from Diaw. Headed away by Mekela. Controlled by Luca Bacchio. Facing his own goal. Finds Tiat. Now to Castagne, the left back. Into Courtois in the 6-yard area. Big kick away. Left footed. Up towards Lukaku. Ball bounces. Lukaku feeds off that sort of stuff. Can he head it towards Moreira? No, he can't. Cleared. Controlled by Diatta, who can keep it in, but then dispossessed by Trossard. Moreira, he's been tackled, and eventually the flag goes up for an offside on a Belgian player. Diaw, up towards Sarr, touches it down for Pat Matassar, and it's Ismail Jakobs, the left back, forward into a left wing position, cuts inside, corner of the box, plays it back. Pat Matassar into Idrissa Gueye. Mbaye on this right wing position, being forced away from goal, going back to the halfway line to Sis. And across to Niakate. Forward to Mane, inside to Idrissa Gueye. Mane again, and then switching it out to the right to Lamine Camara. Diatta in the final third, playing it back here to Camara. Cross into the middle of the park to Sis. And then back out wide right to Camara. Captain Idrissa Gueye in a more central position. Curling it to the right flank here to Diatta. Back to Camara. 2 minutes of added on time to go. Niakate to the far side now with Jakobs. Working the ball to Pat Matassar. Keeping the ball away from a pressing Tielemans. Now in the centre circle with Cease. In by. Slide tackle in from Castagna. And then cleared by Moreira. Up towards Lukaku. Who won't get there any near Karte. He will stride forward from left centre-back. Beyond the halfway line now for Senegal. Ball forward. Into Pat Matassar. Now Mane. To the halfway line now to Idrissa Gueye. Shifting it to the right flank to Mbaye. Got Diatta making an underlapping run. Doesn't use it. Goes to Idrissa Gueye, who's going to strike it from afar, and he drags it just a yard or so wide of that bottom left corner. And it's a goal kick for Belgium. 1 minute left to play of the added on time. It's Belgium 2, Senegal 2. Doesn't score often for his country. Idrissa Gueye's got 7 in 135 appearances for his country. The last time he scored was against Burkina Faso in the Africa Cup of Nations semi-final back in February 2022. Africa Cup of Nations, which they went on, pretty sure, to win in 2022. Belgium trying to work the ball forward through Moreira. He's been caught, but the referee sees no foul. And it's now a chance for Senegal for maybe one last attack. Lifting it over the top towards Ismaila Sarr. Tiat gets there, chests it, clears it. Thrown for Senegal right next to the corner flag. Is there one final opportunity? Diatta quickly throws it backwards to Mbaye. Niakate switching the play to Jacobs. Crossing it deep, too deep. And Moreira will let it run through. And he can let the ball go out of play. And that will be full time in Seattle. Somehow this game is going to extra time. Senegal went 1-0 up in the first half through Habib Diarra after Ismaila Sarr hit the post with a header. And then early on into the second half, Ismaila Sarr got a goal of his own. Long ball over the top by Niakate. Chested down into the area and thumped it into the top right corner. Brilliant goal for Ismaila Sarr, who scores his 4th goal of the World Cup. And then after that, soon after that, De Bruyne and Doku was brought off for Belgium, and it looked like all hope was lost before the hydration break in the second half. Tielemans and Trossard were arguing with one another, being separated by Romelu Lukaku, and it was Romelu Lukaku who got the first goal back in the 86th minute. A ball to the near post by Meunier. He got in front of his man, flicked it around the goalkeeper and made it 2-1. And 3 minutes later, a ball in from Leandro Trossard towards Tielemans on the 6-yard line. Got in between goalkeeper and centre-back, got contact first, headed the ball into the back of the net, made the turnaround complete, and somehow, after being so poor for so long and Senegal being so good for so long of the game, it's ended level, and it after full time, going into extra time, it's Belgium 2, Senegal 2. Crazy. For Belgium, this is the 6th time they're going to extra time in a World Cup knockout game. Most recently, back in 2014, when they beat the USA in the last 16. Before that, they lost in 1990 to England in the last 16, and then in 1986, on their way to the semi-final, they beat Soviet Union in extra time in the last 16. They beat Spain in the quarter-finals, and then lost their 3rd place game in extra time. And for Senegal, this is their first extra time in the World Cup since 2002, when they were able to beat Sweden in the last 16, but fell short to Turkey. Senegal have actually never experienced a penalty shootout in the World Cup. Belgium have once, and that was in 1986 when they beat Spain in that quarter-final, won 5-4 on penalties. It's going to be a late bedtime for me. Got work tomorrow, early. This is not what I needed. But we won't complain. Never complain at any extra football. I'm just gobsmacked that they've turned it around. I really did not see that coming at all. I thought he'd lost the team, Rudy Garcia, when he brought off Doku and De Bruyne, but Luca Bacchio and Raskin, who have come on, were having positive effects on the game. So, it shows what I know. The extra time will get underway very shortly, where a winner will be decided tonight. If that is in this extra time or if we need penalties. There's going to be a change for Senegal. And it's going to be their number 11, Nicholas Jackson, to come on. Not scored in his last 6 since scoring away at Peru in the March international break. Did start the first 2 games, but has been come off the bench in the last 2. It's going to be a double change for Senegal. Sadio Mane and Ismail Jakobs on that left-hand side come off. One of the changes is Ismail Sarr. Is it Mane coming off? Because he's currently standing on the pitch. So unless they've got that one wrong, the graphics on the screen. Can't quite come on at the moment. The other Senegal change, not sure why. And also Ismail Jakobs is also staying on the pitch as it stands. So those changes won't quite happen yet for Senegal, because there's a bit of a kit malfunction, so the changes will have to be made when the ball next goes out. But we're back underway in Seattle. Pat Matassa working the ball to the right-hand side. A Senegal kick right to left, Belgium left to right. Mbai into a more central area from that right flank. Lays it off to the left-hand side now to Sadio Mane, who's meant to be coming off at the start of extra time, but the wardrobe malfunction means he's had to stay on for now. They've shifted it quickly to the right-hand side. Pat Matassa into Diatta. And Idrissa Gueye back towards the halfway line to Cease. Diatta, the right back. Idrissa Gueye's made a run down the line. Decides to not use it, but use the space he created inside. Then turns around and goes back out wide to Idrissa Gueye. Camera. Forced to go all the way back to his goalkeeper of Diao, who has finally conceded his first couple of goals in this World Cup. Long ball over 2 heads and then headed down in the end by Castagne. And it's Belgium back on the ball with Courtois. Courtois. He's going to go long up towards Luka Bacchio on the right-hand side. Wins the header to Lukaku's touch is heavy, been shrugged to the ground. Needs to be stronger there. Romelu Lukaku. It's Idrissa Gueye. Again, another direct ball forward. It's starting to get scrappy this game, and he's lost it to Tiat. Here's Moreira. Going down the Belgium left. Keeps it away from Idrissa Gueye, but not Diatta. Good defending again by the right fullback. Long clearance from Idrissa Gueye. Can't quite find Ismail Sarr. I forgot to do the timer again. Let's get this right this time. Belgium down that far side, looking for the runner Castagne from left back. Brings Diatta to the ground on the edge of the box, and that's a free kick for Senegal. Senegal thinking about taking it quickly, but they're not. And instead they're going to make the changes that they were meant to make before extra time started. So it's going to be Sadio Mane to come off. for Nicholas Jackson. So that probably means that Ismaila Sarr's going to shift out to the left-hand side and Nicholas Jackson play through the middle. And the second change will be like for like. Ismail Jakobs, the left back, replaced by El Hadji Malik Diouf of West Ham. 5 assists he picked up in the Premier League this season for the Hammers in their relegation. Diaw. Long kick forward for Senegal. Header won by Mekela, controlled by Luka Bacchio. Back into the back line for Belgium with Thiat. Looking for Trossard. It's a loose ball picked up by Diatta. And he forces it all the way back to the goalkeeper of Diaw. And Senegal can start again inside their 18-yard box. Clips it forward beyond the halfway line. Too short of Jackson. Raskin to play it forward. Can't stick with Tielemans. Here's Idrissa Gueye. Going long again over the top. Looking for Nicholas Jackson. Header won by Meunier. The assist maker for the first Belgium goal. And that'll go back to Courtois with the header. 4 minutes played of extra time. So Belgium 2, Senegal 2. Moreira finding Castagne. Wanting to go forward if he can. Stopped in his tracks though. And it's now Senegal to try and bring it forward. And there's a foul there on Ibrahim Mbaye, who actually played through the French youth ranks before switching to Senegal and making his debut in November last year against Brazil. Another change for Senegal. The number 22, Bara Sapoko Ndiaye, will be coming on for Idrissa Gueye. So central midfielder who looks to be set to sign for Bayern Munich after spending the second half of the season on loan there. The 18-year-old from Gambino's Stars, a club that's been linked with LAFC in the MLS since 2023. Gonna move to Vincent Kompany's Bayern Munich. And the Senegal captain comes off and is replaced by Bara Sapoko Ndiaye. But because Iliman Ndiaye's come off, I'm just going to call him by his last name when I can. Diouf, the left back, goes down the line for Ismaila Sarr. He's got the captain's armband now. As Sadio Mane's off and Idrissa Gueye's off, and Kalidou Koulibaly has been an unused substitute. Raskin for Belgium. Playing it to the left centre half of Arthur Thiat. Finding Mekela. Raskin. Mekela, midway side the Belgium half, not wanting to rush anything at the moment. Tielemans in the centre circle. The one who scored the equaliser, sending the ball out to the right-hand side. Brilliant ball, good touch from Meunier as well, towards the corner flag. Can he take on 2 Senegal players? No, he can't. He's been sandwiched by Sarr and Diouf. And Sarr goes down, winning the free kick for Senegal in a left-back position. Well won there by Ismaila Sarr. 28 years of age now, plenty of experience in him, the Palace man. The free kick's going to be taken by the goalkeeper, Mori Diaw. But since Senegal's loss to England in Qatar in the last 16, they were 30 unbeaten in all competitions. Because the loss on penalties in the Africa Cup of Nations 2023 counted as a draw. Thiat, just before the halfway line, goes to the left here to Moreira of Strasbourg. Born in Liège, Moreira, but did feature for Portugal's youth system through under-16s to under-21s. Meunier to this near side to Luka Bacchio, midway inside the Senegal half, being doubled up on, so have to go back to Meunier. And the switch ball across towards the left here to Thiat. And back across to Meunier. See a little spaces opening up for Belgium. Pokes it out to the right to Luca Bacchio. Trossard, Luca Bacchio. Towards the centre circle now with Mekela. Tiat. Ball along the ground here to the left-hand side as the cross goes in towards Luca Bacchio. Overhit. Will be collected though on this near side by Meunier. He'll put it back in the air. It's another deep one towards Moreira. Can't quite get there, and it's going to be Mbai to bring it away. Goes to the ground. It's a fair challenge, and Belgium have won the ball back. Trossard playing the ball forward towards Luca Bacchio. Key interception. Senegal need to get rid as it's cannoned off the referee. But a foul was given just beforehand. A trip, I think, from Trossard, who doesn't agree with that decision. So many caps on the bench now for Senegal. Koulibaly 105, Mane who's come off 130 now, Idrissa Gueye 135 now, so a lot of experience they've had to lose due to substituting and of course just not starting their captain, Kalidou Koulibaly. 9 minutes gone of extra time, it's still 2-2, very much even now this game. Which you couldn't really say for the first 75 minutes until Belgium started to get a bit more domination, but that was just due to Senegal trying to protect what they had, and they weren't able to do that. Everyone, bar Mekela, inside the Senegal half. So on this near side of Raskin, Tielemans trying to go around the corner for Lukaku, eventually drops through Luca Bacchio. His pass is intercepted back through to Luca Bacchio. Tries to switch it, well dealt with by Diatta. It's now in bite for Senegal on that far side. Going back to his right back, Diatta. Tries to take on two Belgian players, but he's been stopped in his tracks momentarily. Then won back by Camara. But then he loses out to Tielemans, and Tielemans seems pumped now. Very pleased with the way he's won the ball back there. And it's Brandon Mekela on the ball for Belgium. Recently signed on a 2-year extension on his contract at Club Brugge in April this year. Here's Tiat. Moreira driving forward, playing it in behind for Trossard, left side of the box, tries to backheel into Lukaku. Stopped, but it was a good idea. Cleared by the goalkeeper Diao, headed backwards by Tiat to Mekela. And the tide is well and truly turned into the favour of Belgium. They will look a much better side. Tiat. To that far side to Moreira. Ball over the top and in behind. Tielemans can't quite get it under control. Lukaku tries to steer it to goal. Stopped by the goalkeeper Diao. It's a teasing ball in behind that by Moreira, causing Senegal issues. Free kick there. Sarr again on the ground. Dragged down by Meunier. Free kick's going to be taken by Lamine Camara of Monaco. Niakate at left centre-back. To this near side to Diouf. Tries to play it down the line. It's blocked off by Luca Bacchio. Throwing right in front of his dugout for Senegal. For El Hadji Malik Diouf. Throws it down the line. Header won by Meunier for Belgium. Headed back on by Pat Matassar. Glanced on, but can't be controlled there as Jackson won the header. Trossard, awful switch straight to Mbai. Didn't know his surroundings. Mbai on the right side for Senegal. Tries to chop inside. Heavy touch. Cleared away by Raskin. But straight to Diatta. And Senegal can come again. Lamine Camara. Niakate left centre-back. Moves it to Diouf. Ismaila Sarr. Diouf. To Sarr again. Trying to go into a more central area. It's now with Niakate. Back to the halfway line. That's the central area. Into the centre circle to Paty Ciss. Now Diatta. Cease. On the halfway line. Across 10 yards to his left here to Camara. It's now Niakate. To the near side, left back position, halfway line, Diouf. He's been forced to go all the way back to the goalkeeper on the edge of the 18-yard box of Mora Diaw. Will he go long? Yes, he will. Big kick forward, out towards the Senegal left, where Jackson can't quite win the header there on Meunier. Last touch is off Jackson, though. And that's going to be a throw-in for Belgium, as we are coming towards the end of the first half of extra time. 90 seconds left. Of course, we had Germany, Paraguay go to extra time and penalties. Moreira, ball in the box. It's headed away by Niakate. It was aimed towards Lukaku. Here's Arthur Thiat bringing the ball forward. Finds Trossard on the edge of the box. Onto his right foot. Has the shot blocked. But it's still alive. Meunier worked out to the right to Raskin through Tielemans. The ball goes in the box and it goes all the way through. And out for a goal kick. Almost met by Leandro Trossard, but just a bit too much pace on it from the Belgium number 23. Nicolas Raskin. Almost a huge opening there for Trossard, but his shot was blocked by Cease. And for both teams, it desperately remains 0-0. Big kick forward, Thiat with the strong header from centre-back. Next touch is off Lukaku, but can't make it stick. Header away, though, from Castagne. Then another header away by Pat Matassar. Headed up into the air by Ismaila Sarr. And then headed back by Castagne into Courtois. And it looks like we're probably going to get the whistle for half-time here from the referee, Said Martinez. Played the 105 minutes now, and now it's half-time of extra time. Still 2-2. Very much an even game so far. The momentum will certainly be on Belgium's side still, after those two late goals in the 86th and the 89th minute to get this game to extra time. The winner of this will take on the USA or Bosnia in this stadium. That is the next World Cup fixture on. I think 1 o'clock UK time that kicks off. But what an enthralling fixture this has been. For the first 75 minutes it was all Senegal and they very much deserved the 2-goal leading to go through. But within the last 15 minutes Belgium started to have more of the ball, but still really didn't look like scoring. Came out of the blue really, the first goal through Lukaku. Bit of a fortunate deflection after a tackle from Moreira. Dropped to the right side of the box to Meunier, who put it to the near post, and Lukaku beat his man and was able to divert it into the back of the net. And that just kind of gave him that spring to push on and at least try go for the equaliser, despite how poor they'd been. You've got to respect the determination, fight back from these Belgians. It would have been very easy to just almost give up and accept the fact that they were going home. Well, I doubt a lot of them would have gone home. I bet the majority of them probably would have gone on holiday. But still, the basis of the point is still the same. But we are about to get underway for the second half. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in this. Well, I mean, you could be watching from anywhere, but it's currently 20 past 11 here in England. And I've got work. And I need to be up probably for about 6:30. So, could do with this game ending before penalties, but we won't complain. I will deal with the tiredness in the morning because we've had a cracker of a game so far, which is still yet to come to its conclusion. And to be honest, I don't know how this is going to be concluded. At the moment, Belgium look the better side, but Senegal have brought on a fresh Nicolas Jackson who will cause issues with his pace. They've got also Ibrahim in by as well on the right flank, with Ismaila Sarr being shifted out to the left. So certainly Belgium, even though they'll be confident that they're starting to dominate the game and they're in the game and they're still in the World Cup, they've got to make sure they don't lose any lapses of concentration like I think Senegal did at the back end of the game, which allowed Belgium back in. But we are back underway in Seattle. It's Senegal kicking left to right, Belgium right to left. The final 15 minutes of this game, will we get a penalty shootout or will we get a late dramatic winner here at the home of the Seattle Seahawks? It's with the left centre-back in the defensive third for Senegal of Niakate. Diouf tries to kick it down the line, comes off the block of Luka Bacchio. And that's going to be a throw-in for Senegal through El Hadji Malik Diouf. Been told to go back by the referee, trying to gain a few yards there. The 21-year-old left-back, as it's thrown into the Belgium half, headed won by Meunier, sorry. And it's now with Tielemans keeping the ball away from I can't remember, I don't know who that was, couldn't quite find out who that was, but Belgium can bring it forward. Luka Bacchio into a more central area with Trossard, 25 yards out, shifts it onto his right foot, and then plays it out to the right-hand side, just about kept in his path by Thomas Meunier, who gets the ball returned to him via Tielemans, and the cross goes into the back post. It's headed won by Raskin, but it's well wide of the post, couldn't quite work it on target. Goal kick for Senegal. Diaw gets the goal kick short from Niakate. He goes long out towards Sarr on the left-hand side. Header one towards Jackson. Will he get there at a Mekela? No, he won't. Strong sliding challenge. Ball kicked away. And can it be kept for Senegal? Yes, it can. Sapoko Ndiaye, who wins the free kick there. Looks like he's going to be signing a 5-year deal, from what I'm hearing. Bara Sapoko Ndiaye, the 18-year-old. Just inside the Belgium half near side, it's the right back Diatta. It's the halfway line now with Lamine Camara. Missed the start of the domestic season with Monaco due to an ankle injury. He had started the previous 3 World Cup games, but he'd come off the bench today. Diatta, midway inside the Belgium half on the near side, waiting for a bit of movement. Plays down the line to Mbaye. Wants the 1-2, completes it, and crosses, and it's cleared away on the 6-yard line by Mekela. And the ball will bounce through for a throw-in for Senegal. Starting to show a bit of attacking light, which had kind of gone out for the last half an hour or so. But I think what's most important for Senegal is they've not had their heads dropped to the point where they are behind. You know, they're still level in the game despite conceding 2 late goals. They could have easily dropped in confidence and let another one slip by, but they've been able to regroup and stay in the game as it's a chance down the right-hand side. Space is opened up in the right side of the box. The pullback goes into Mbaye and it's gone wide of the post. What an opportunity for the 18-year-old Ibrahim Mbaye, who scored in the opening group game against France. And he probably should have scored here in the round of 32. Pulled back by Sapoko Ndiaye. And he opened up the left boot. And it was always curling wide from the Senegal number 20. Let off for Belgium. And now it's the momentum's just starting to even up now, with Senegal enjoying a little bit of possession and opening up the Belgium team as it's a Belgium change. Leandro Trossard, the assist maker for the equaliser, is replaced by Amadou Onana. Senegal born, the Aston Villa midfielder, born in the capital of Dakar, but moved to Belgium at the age of 11. He comes on just to shore up that midfield. Thank you to everyone who is here. See the numbers rising in the viewers, which is good. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. As it's 2-2 here in Seattle in this round of 32 fixture. Mekela clears it beyond the halfway line for Belgium, headed on by Moreira, who has been caught by Diatta. And it's going to be a free kick, and he's just been shook up by that collision. Diego Moreira, the 21-year-old, turns 22 at the start of August. Obviously, if it's a concussion problem, then Belgium would be able to make another change. In terms of a winger, to replace him. They have got Alexis Salamakers of AC Milan, who scored in the final group game against New Zealand. Started just the one, though, in the opener against... the second game against Iran. Yeah, just... Crepin Diatta heading the back of Diego Moreira's head, who will not want to come off, and I don't think he will, with 10 minutes left to play. So he's going to have to just stay off for the moment, Moreira, as Belgium get the ball rolling once more on the halfway line with Mekela. 15-yard pass across to his left here to Tiat. And now it's Raskin in the centre circle. Curling it to the right to Luca Bacchio. And to Raskin. About 10 yards inside the Senegal half on the right-hand side. Lifting it over the top for Luca Bacchio to chase. Diouf will get there for Senegal. And he will clear it. And it will come off the Belgian winger of Luca Bacchio. And that will be a throw-in for Senegal in a left-back position. Long throw, headed forward by Meunier for Belgium, then inside to Tielemans through Luca Bacchio. Pulled to the ground, but the referee doesn't see that as a foul. It's the clearance, is headed away by Castagnet on halfway. Put back forward by Diouf, it's a high ball up to the halfway line, looking for Jackson. Headed one though by Mekela, headed back on by Diouf. Another ball for Belgium to deal with, hooked away by Meunier. Headed on by Luca Bacchio, chested down by Camara. Fired out wide left, and the ball's played inside now, and then back out wide by Jackson. This is brilliant football chance here for Senegal. In the area, tries to cross, but it's stopped by Mekela. Attempt to cross there by Pat Matassar, but the clearance is pulled by Meunier. Sapoko Njai from afar will strike it, and it's straight down the throat of Courtois. Almost a chance there for the 18-year-old Bara. Sapoko Njai making just his second appearance for Senegal. First ever World Cup appearance. His previous minutes for Senegal was 90 in their 3-2 defeat to the USA at the end of May before this tournament. Seven and a half minutes to go. Neither team really looked like scoring, to be completely honest, despite both teams having possession. Looks like we're probably going to be going up towards penalties now. But anything can happen in football. A mistake or a set piece. Just never know. Raskin, big switch out to the left towards Castagnet, asking a lot of him. We'll go for a throw-in towards the corner flag for Senegal, so Belgium can stay high up the pitch. Diatta gets the ball returned to him from the throw from Cease. Has to go back into Cease, who can clear it first time up towards the halfway line. Touch out wide by Jackson. He'll get on the end of his own touch and he'll maraud down the right-hand side into the final third. There's two players up there with him to his left. Jackson going on his own and then eventually crossing, and he's really done well to win a corner. Cross blocked by Arthur Tiat. And Senegal have a set piece. Concentration now key for Belgium, who have come back from 2 goals behind to get this to 2-2. From their 5 previous knockout games in extra time, they've won 3 and lost 2. One of those 3 wins coming via a penalty shootout against Spain in '86. Six minutes to go. It's going to be an in-swinger from the near side from El Hadji Malik Diouf. 2 arms up in the air from the number 25. Ball delivered into the box. It's headed up and then caught by Courtois. And is there a counter-attack on for Belgium? Thinking about it, but keeping it in his grasp, and then eventually throwing it out to the left side here to Moreira, who's back on the pitch after that head collision with Diatta. Now Tielemans beyond the halfway line in the central area. Ball over the top, out to the right side. Is there too much on it? There is. The idea is right, the execution's not. Goal kick for Senegal. And Mori Diaw, the 33-year-old goalkeeper. It's a tense watch for Kevin De Bruyne, who will want his World Cup career to end here. Mentioned it before, but he'll be 38 by the time the next World Cup starts. Sadio Mane watching on with Edouard Mendy, who's injured for Senegal. Picked up a knee injury in the Norway game, an hour in. Long kick from Senegal, headed on, but then headed away by Onana for Belgium. Headed back forward for Senegal. Jackson trying to keep it alive, but won back by Onana in the centre circle. Couple of step overs to keep the ball, and then playing it back and out to the left side to Castagna. Bit of a shimmy and a spin and a pass back to Tiat to keep the ball away from Ibrahim Mbaye. Trust in youth with his substitutes. The Senegal head coach, Pap Thiaw. He's got Barra Sapoko Njai at 18 on the pitch. He's also got Ibrahim Mbaye, who's 18. As Moreira, ball into the area for Belgium, helped on by Lukaku, but nowhere near goal. Easily collected by the goalkeeper, Diaw. As we're now at the point of extra time where you think a goal would win it, if there is to be one. Diatta down the right channel towards Jackson, well dealt with by Tiat and Castagna as they're able to work the ball to Mekela. And it's now in the centre circle of Raskin, working the ball out to the far side to Thomas Meunier, the 34-year-old. 3 league titles won during his time at PSG. Been involved in the Belgium setup for just less than 13 years now. Thomas Meunier, last goal he scored for them was back in October last year away against Wales. During the qualifying where they beat Wales 4-3 at home and then 4-2 away. Luca Bacchio, Onana. Finds Moreira on the left-hand side in the final third. First time, cross goes in all the way through. It deflects. Luca Bacchio off the bar. What a chance for Belgium to win it. But the woodwork comes to Senegal's rescue. Onana finding the gap to play it to Moreira. And instead of taking the touch, he put it in the box first time and it avoided Tielemans. Lukaku couldn't get there. And it deflected through to Luca Bacchio, who took a touch. And then right-footed, just got underneath it, aiming for the top left corner. But it hit the top of the crossbar and away. And that was Belgium's chance. Head in hands for those Belgium supporters. And he deserved a goal. Dodi Luca Bacchio. So close from Tielemans. He's asking for a penalty as he was brought down by Lamine Camara at the near post. He went to play it, but Camara's slid in and caught his man and not got the ball. That's a huge shout for a penalty, if I'm going to be completely honest. Lamine Camara, nowhere near the ball, caught Tielemans, and VAR are checking for a penalty. They've got every right to ask for it. The referee being surrounded here by multiple players from both sets of teams. VAR controversy again in a game including Senegal. If this goes against them, will they walk off the pitch this time? He certainly caught Tielemans, so the ball's going to the near post. Tielemans is about to open up the body and shoot right-footed. But before he could get there, he's been caught and took down by Lamine Camara, who got no touch of the ball. He didn't get a nick of the ball, then caught Tielemans. There was no touch of the ball. Then he brought Tielemans down. Lamine Camara will have his heart in his mouth here, because they're having a good, long look at this. And the referee is checking the monitor. A huge moment in this round of 32 tie. As it's Belgium 2, Senegal 2. A ball in the box from Moreira was going towards Tielemans. And Camara's gone to play the ball, but the ball wasn't there to be won first. He's caught the ankle, clearly, of Tielemans, which has knocked him off balance and off the ground. Because Tielemans could have potentially had a shot off at goal. Clear contact from Lamine Camara. He probably had to go to ground to try and clear it, but he just did not know Tielemans was going to nip in front of him like he did. And for me, that's a penalty. It really is. On the 6-yard line. Slowing it down, and they're showing the referee where they believe the contact is. Huge call for the referee, Said Martinez, the referee from Honduras, who could make and break 2 World Cup campaigns for Belgium and Senegal, respectively. He's making sure he's going to get this right. He's took his time to look at it. He's now entering the field of play to announce his decision to the stadium. I can't hear what he's saying, but I'll be able to know what he's going to decide to do, depending on where he points. He's explaining his decision. And the referee is giving a penalty kick to Belgium. This is going to be one of the almighty comebacks in World Cup history. Words cannot describe how poor Belgium were and how good Senegal were. But it is completely flipped. Lukaku in the 86th minute, Tielemans in the 89th, got them to extra time. It's been a pretty even extra time. But right on minute 120, Belgium had a penalty appeal. And after a VAR check, it has been given to them. And there'll only be a couple of minutes left to play once this is taken. Belgium have come back from behind before. They did it in 2018, in the last 16 when they beat Japan after being 2-0 down and winning that game 3-2. And they won that one late, but that was in normal time. Tielemans won the penalty. Who's going to be taking it? Oh, now there's a Senegal player down on the penalty spot. Pathé Ciss. There is always drama with Senegal and penalties. That is ridiculous. He has just parked himself on the penalty spot. That is absolutely outrageous tactics from Pathé Ciss in Senegal. Can't walk off the pitch this time. It's not an option. And they have thrown this away. Mane can barely look. I think Senegal players forget that penalties can be missed. It's not over yet. Brahim Diaz famously trying to Panenka it in that Africa Cup of Nations final, which meant Morocco went to lose the game to Senegal. But then, of course, that got overturned and given to Morocco because Senegal walked off the pitch before the penalty. Moreira getting a bit of a poke in the hair. And then a bit of a light elbow into the chest of Pathé Ciss. And then he's gone down on the penalty spot. That is ridiculous. The contact is... He probably would have got hurt more if he was poked by a feather. But he's milking it. And it just means more of a delay on this penalty, which will be taken by Romelu Lukaku. Scored the first to make it 2-1. To score his 92nd goal for Belgium. This will be his 8th World Cup goal. His 3rd in this 2026 campaign. Probably one of the biggest moments of the World Cup so far. It's 6'6" Mori Diaw in goal instead of Edouard Mendy. And Lukaku has passed on responsibility to the captain, Youri Tielemans. He will take it instead. The player who got them the equaliser, Youri Tielemans, puts it into the top right corner. And Belgium complete the comeback in Seattle. He is swarmed by every member of that Belgium squad as Senegal stare a round of 32 exit right in the face. It's a calm and composed penalty from the captain, who equalised for them, now potentially scoring the winner from 12 yards. They look down and out. They look dead and buried. But miraculously, they have spun the game before minute 90. And in extra time, they've gone on to win it. Opened up the body. Side netting, top right corner. You do not save those sort of penalty kicks. And right at the death, Senegal's ship's been sunk. And Belgium, facing the prospect of a last 16 tie against either the USA or Bosnia, back here next Tuesday. Belgium 3, Senegal 2. Not sure how long's been added on. I'm not sure how long we've got left to play. As the ball's been headed forward into the area, cleared by Anana. This is all down to the referee. Diatta, the right back. Dinking it in towards the 18-yard box. Glanced on, controlled, laid off, and the shot is wild by Pape Matar Sarr over the bar and wide. The Senegal fans can't believe what they have witnessed in this last 45 minutes of football. Long goal kick from Courtois. We've played 127 minutes. No idea when this game is meant to end. Cleared away by Diatta, the right back, up to the halfway line. It's fell to Nicholas Jackson, who is tackled fairly by Anana, and the last touch comes off the Senegalese striker. And that's a throw-in for Belgium. Yuri Tielemans with 15 goals now for Belgium. Made his debut just less than 10 years ago. And with that armband on, took full responsibility and dispatched and delivered. We're still playing. Senegal have the ball just in front of the halfway line, working out to the left-hand side. Got to get it in the box if they can. Pape Matar Sarr into the middle of the pitch, working it out wide right to Diatta. Plays it back inside. Sopoko Njai to the left. Pape Matar Sarr, the pass is too late. Intercepted. Back to the halfway line. They've got to speed it up, Senegal. Even though I don't know how long's left, there can't be much of it. Mbaye. Back towards the halfway line to Cease. Across to Pape Matar Sarr. Camara, the one who gave away the penalty. Pape Matar Sarr again. Diouf cutting inside onto his right foot. Delivering a ball in. Drops into the box. Can be played calmly by Mekela. To Luca Bacchio, who goes long up towards Moreira. Can't win the header. And then pulled back Diatta by Moreira. And this is going to probably be it. One last roll of the dice for Senegal in their 2026 World Cup campaign. This delivery has got to be right. Delivery goes in, headed away for Belgium, then helped on by Lukaku. 129 minutes played, we're still not done. Can they get the delivery in? Diatta on the right-hand side. Going back, needs to go in. Camara delivers, it's deep. He'll reach Mbaye. Pape Matar Sarr. Mbaye, one-on-one with Meunier. Goes on the outside, goes to the near post. Held and caught by Courtois. And surely that will be it for Belgium. Courtois with the big kick goes long. We're into the 130th minute and it's still not done. Drops to Moreira. On this left-hand side. Driving forward. Space is opening up. Can he play the ball? He tries to. It's been intercepted by Pat Matassar. Lifts it to the left to Mbai. Chests it down. Running at Meunier. Midway inside the Belgium half. Plays it through. Can they get the shot off Cease? Blocked. Another shot from Sarr. Free kick for handball. Right on the edge of the box. In the 131st minute, we've got a Senegalese free kick on the edge of the box. Ismail Assar with the shot. It certainly came off the hand of Nicholas Raskin. And this has got to be it, surely. Just to the left side of the penalty spot. It's in the hands of Pap Matassar, who has scored just 4 times for Senegal since his debut. It's probably 19 yards out. Belgium building a wall to try and stop this attempt. Senegal to save themselves. Pat Matassar way over the bar. That is a horrendous free kick in the circumstances. Nowhere near. And that will be that. Rudy Garcia has masterminded a comeback to get Belgium into the last 16. 2 goals at the back end of the 90 minutes. Got them through to an extra time period where they've won a penalty late on, which was scored by captain Yuri Tielemans, who scored the equaliser. It's heartbreak for Senegal, who were 2-0 up and cruising. The much better side for probably 75, 80 minutes. But they lost concentration, they couldn't hold on, and they have been punished once more. More penalty drama for Senegal. And of course, there'll be celebration for Belgium, but they've got to understand that they have survived the biggest scare from Senegal and are lucky to go through. It's back-to-back defeats for Senegal in extra time periods in the World Cup. Last time they played in extra time was to Turkey in 2002 in the quarter-final stage. They lost that 1-0. But this one is in more devastating circumstances. 2-0 up and flying. The last 16 was well in their reach. And they've completely blown it away. It was a goal from Habib Diarra in the 25th minute, which gave Senegal the lead, scoring in back-to-back games in the World Cup, the Sunderland man. And then Ismail Assar made it 2-0, 6 minutes after the break. A brilliant ball over the top from Niakate, a perfect chested touch into his path, and a right-footed finish into the top right corner, and it gave Senegal a deserved 2-goal lead because Belgium were completely off the pace. After conceding the second, they brought off De Bruyne and Doku, and it seemed like all hope was lost. But within the last 10 minutes, they started to build more possession. Senegal sat back, and Lukaku got the first of the comeback in the 86th minute, getting in front of his man at the near post and dispatching a cross from Thomas Meunier. And then in dramatic circumstances, in the 89th minute, Trossard, who was arguing with Tielemans before the hydration break at 2-0 down, crossed the ball to his captain, who won the header ahead of the goalkeeper and made it 2-2, and somehow spun the game into extra time after Belgium was so bad and Senegal was so good. And it went to extra time. It was pretty even, chances back and forth, equals amount of possession, but the drama hadn't even started until added on time. A first-time ball into the near post from Moreira for Belgium was almost met by Tielemans, but the ball went beyond him and towards Luca Bacchio, who hit the top of the bar. But Tielemans from that cross was caught as he was trying to meet it, And the referee, after a lengthy stoppage of checking the replays, deemed it a foul, gave the penalty, and Lukaku passed the ball over to his captain, who scored his brace, scored the goal, scored the winner in the 125th minute, which sent Belgium through to the last 16. I'm not sure how on earth they've managed it, but they have. Senegal depart the World Cup, and Belgium look forward to a game against either the USA or Bosnia next Tuesday here at the Lumen Field Stadium. I'm going to go and probably have a huge sleep because that has been exhausting. What a game of football we have just been treated to in this World Cup once again. I think it's been a brilliant World Cup so far. I mean, I know some of the kickoff times aren't great for European people, but that's what happens for World Cups. They get played everywhere, so I really don't mind. A lot of the football I've watched has been pretty decent, and that was probably the most dramatic game I've watched so far. Loved every second of it. Even when it was Belgium being poor and Senegal were on top, it was still a good watch. Senegal were, really easy to watch on the eye. And then when Belgium started to really get into gear in the 80th minute, the whole game just flipped on its head. A brilliant watch. And I'll be very interested to see how far Belgium can now go when they have literally stared exit and defeat right in the face, but somehow got through and got over the line. What a mad, mad game of football. And it is Belgium who come out on top. I hope you did enjoy. I'm going to try and do another commentary for the for the last 16 or the quarterfinals. So make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you know when the next commentary is. I'll definitely do at least one more during the World Cup. I'll try and go for two, but definitely one, because if we get more games like that, that's exactly what I want to be doing on. What are we even on? A Wednesday night? A Wednesday night. It's nearly midnight over here. I've got work in about 6 hours, but for the World Cup, that is what you have to sacrifice, sleep. And I'm very glad I've done so with that game. But I hope you did enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe if you have not already. Is here in Seattle. Belgium come from 2 goals down to beat Senegal. Goals in minute 86, 89 and 1-2-5 for Belgium. Lukaku started the comeback. Yuri Tielemans individually finished it with a penalty right at the death, sending Senegal home. Belgium march on as here at the Lumen Field. It finishes Belgium 3, Senegal 2.